The newly redesigned Pathfinder. See your local Nissan dealer for a test drive today. Howie Rose, Fran Healy, Matt Loughlin with you from Shea Stadium in New York, where it's just about 3:30, and so approximately 1 hour and 50 minutes after the original start time. Thanks to the perseverance of everybody involved and the work of the grounds crew, we will have baseball this afternoon. Final game of a 3-game series. The umpires brought to you by NAM, National Arbitration and Mediation, the most timely, cost-effective way to settle your legal disputes. Jeff Nelson will call the balls and strikes with Hunter Wendelstedt at first, Mark Hirschbeck at second, and the veteran Bruce Fremming, the umpire, at third. It's the rubber game of the series, the final game of the homestand, and Pete Flynn and his grounds crew leaving nothing to chance right now as they continue to hammer out the section behind home plate, the batter's boxes, the catcher's box. Some of that was originally laid down, and then with the tarp on top of it, after the rain started up again, it basically washed out and had to be redone. So all of the last-minute preparations are just about in place. And let's take a look at the Philadelphia Phillies lineup for this afternoon's game. The manager of the Phillies is Terry Francona. And leading off for the Phillies in center field, as he usually does, Doug Glanville. Kevin Jordan playing at second base with Scott Rowland at third. Rico Brogna, the former Met, in the cleanup spot with Ron Gant in left. Bobby Abreu's had a good series. He's in right with Mike Lieberthal, who had a home run yesterday behind the plate. Alex Arias has had a terrific season as a pinch hitter. He'll give Desi Relaford a rest today at shortstop. Curt Schilling on the mound.
So Bobby Valentine looking out with Bob Apodaca. You wonder what type of an effect the field will have on this game today. Although the infield is dry, the outfield, of course, is not covered. But Pete Flynn and his crew have done a fine job getting the field in playing condition. And Bruce Fremming looking on is Terry Francona and Bruce Benedict exchange lineups out there at home plate along with the home plate umpire Jeff Nelson. And speaking of lineups, let's take a look at the defense for the Mets. In the infield, Olerud, Alfonso, Lopez, and Ventura. Left to right in the outfield, you see Matt Franco in left field, Brian McRae in center field, and Roger Cedeno in right. Piazza behind the plate. Matt Franco's fourth start in left field. The defense brought to you by Naira. So Matt Franco will get some at-bats in today's ballgame.
And again, with the lineup cards having now been exchanged, this game is in the hands of the umpires as opposed to the home team. Once the umpires get the lineup cards, they run the show. So Rick Reed and Curt Schilling, your pitchers for this afternoon's final game of a 3-game series between the Mets and the Phillies, will get you started. The first pitch coming up right after these messages.
Are you?
A transmission problem. It's not what you'd wanted, but when your local AMCO dealer fixes it, he can back it coast to coast with the best warranty and coverage in the business. 1 year unlimited mileage, 3-year 50,000 mile, or lifetime. So what does the offer of an AMCO lifetime warranty mean? It means the experts at AMCO stand behind their work. Not just for today, but for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GO-AMCO, AA-MCO.
Investor?
Yes?
Have you tried that Discover brokerage on the internet?
Mrs. Yost,
Yes.
thank you so much for bailing out my country.
Oh, you're welcome. I was happy to help.
Life is a journey, a drive through Main Street America, a cruise down the interstate. And around every turn, there's Chevrolet, like Cavalier Coupe. Lease one now with automatic transmission, air conditioning, and anti-lock brakes for only $199 a month. And just $199 due at lease signing. Cavalier Coupe. Lease one now for only $199 a month. See your Chevrolet dealer today.
Can't believe he broke it at the company picnic.
Incredible. Our employee health plan covers him, right?
Not deductibles or co-payments.
So he has to lay out his own money.
Your health plan can work better with Aflac. Supplemental insurance from Aflac helps cover the unexpected costs of recovery, so you can give your employees the protection they need and deserve.
Any ideas?
Yeah, Aflac.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Rick Reed getting set to face the Philadelphia Phillies. Reed 3-4 lifetime against the Phils and coming off of a very good start here against Milwaukee.
Well, 5.97 ERA. He exploded in Phoenix when he was tattooed on a Sunday afternoon, but he has pitched well ever since, starting in Colorado and then back here in New York. And quite a contrast in pitching styles, as we talked in the opening. Rick Reed has to get the ball to move. He got it to move so well in his last outing. He was checked for scraping the ball, getting the ball to move too much.
And so after a delay of just under 2 hours at the start, we're finally ready to get going as Doug Glanville steps in for the Phillies and Reed's first pitch below the knees for ball one. Glanville has been a very productive hitter out of the leadoff spot this year. In fact, with 23 RBIs, that's the best total of any leadoff hitter in the National League as far as runs batted in go. That's hit in the air, short right field. Remember a slow track out there as Cedeno plods through the water and makes the catch one away. Tell you what, though, this field has drained, and this goes back for about 10 years now. This field drains far, far better than it used to. If for whatever reason you have access to old tapes or film clips of Shea Stadium from the 1960s or 1970s, the drainage in the outfield, of course, particularly, was just awful. And you could see standing water on the field after significant downpours. Now you don't see that because they've inserted more of those little drainage covers, or at least drainage areas. And this field is able to absorb much more moisture now than it did the first 10 or 15 years this place was open. 0-1 to Kevin Jordan, the second baseman. Reed misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is a tough decision, I'm sure, for Terry Francona to put Kevin Jordan in the game, get him 4 at-bats, because he has 32 career pinch hits. 5 of those pinch hits, home runs.
And Reed hits the outside corner with his fastball, 1-2.
But in order to keep a pinch hitter in good shape swinging the bat, you have to get him more than 1 at-bat. And here's a situation where Terry Francona is getting Jordan some at-bats, and Bobby Valentine is getting Matt Franco some extra ABs.
1-2 pitch to Jordan, and it's hit right back to Reed. Quickly, 2 men away. So Reed gets 1 via the air, 1 via the ground, and now he'll go after a man that he's dominated, Scott Rowland.
Reed's got to report illegal stuff. Well, they thought it was illegal.
Now we know who's writing this stuff. It's Phil Garner.
Greg Maddox's clone, unusually high walk total this year.
Talk to Maddox, too. They both have to feel as though the somewhat narrower strike zone may have a role in that. So the curveball to Rowland for strike 1. Scott Rowland 0 for 11 in his career against Rick Reed.
10 home runs, and he's their key RBI man in the batting order.
Came in with a fastball, 0-2.
And you got to watch Rowland because of his 43 hits this season. 21 of those hits are for extra bases. He can hit and he can run.
So Reed ahead, 0-2. Just off the outside corner.
Now, last year, he would get that pitch a called strike, and Rick Reed knew it. He knows he has to make some adjustments this year, but he knew he could get that pitch last year, and then he would even go further off the plate.
And the 1-2 delivery. In there for a call, strike 3.
Looked like the same pitch.
This time, Jeff Nelson says he caught the corner. Good start for Reed. Nothing across in the Phillies' first. And here come the Mets.
Ford, built for the way you live.
Maggie's a born archaeologist. So when she was invited to see a recent discovery...
Really? You bet I can get there.
She couldn't wait to check it out in her new Ford Explorer. With its powerful V6 and control-track four-wheel drive, Maggie was able to get in and out of some of the toughest terrain ever explored.
I just love these out-of-the-way places.
Here's a real find. Lease an Explorer Sport for just $269 a month. Or get 1.9 financing on any 99 Explorer. Ford Explorer. Built Ford tough. Built for the way you live.
The city of Atlantis wants to make you an honorary citizen. Your son's new best friend has flippers. And your daughter has a lunch date with a 400-pound dolphin. A trip to SeaWorld is a whole new adventure. So why try to capture it with the same old film? Use Fujifilm with Fuji-Color technology. And leave the ordinary pictures to somebody else.
That horse gives me the eye. She's a winner.
You want to know the secret of a great racehorse? The rump. When that bell sounds, a great rump uncoils like a king cobra striking at the groomed turf. Yes, my friend, call me a horse's buttocks, and you pay me the highest compliment.
The party starts Saturday, May 29th, opening day with free grandstand admission at Monmouth Park Racetrack.
So we have no color copiers, no printers. All we have is this one pencil in my hand.
Sir, I have a pencil, too.
Oh, 2 pencils. Then we're fine.
If business were that easy, you wouldn't need us. Update your office technology with MCS Canon.
Rick Reed got the Phillies in order, top of the first inning. Now the Mets hit in the bottom half, and this is the Mets lineup presented by manager Bobby Valentine, Roger Cedeno in right field today, Edgardo Alfonzo at second. The weather forcing Ricky Henderson back to the bench today. John Olerud at first, Mike Piazza behind the plate with Robin Ventura at third. McRae, Matt Franco getting the start in left field. Remember, Akbayani's going to need a couple of days. Lopez for Ordonez at short, and Rick Reed on the mound. And the Mets doing their hitting against one of the game's elite right-hander Curt Schilling. And the first pitch, a fastball for strike one. Schilling with 3 straight complete games. He has 4 this year.
58 strikeouts coming into today's action. Struck out 300 last year.
Fouled back by Cedeno, 0-2.
And the year before, he also led the National League in strikeouts with 319.
Remember, he picked up his 300th against the Mets at Veterans Stadium and got a long standing ovation.
It's amazing. He signed with the Boston Red Sox. Second round back in '86.
Line drive, foul.
The amazing thing is the Red Sox traded him away along with Brady Anderson to the Orioles for Mike Boddicker, a right-handed pitcher who at that time was a good pitcher with the Orioles, and the Red Sox needed pitching. But this guy right here with those 58 strikeouts in 73 1/3 innings.
Well, that was in 1988. The Red Sox were looking to nail down some insurance in the National League East pennant race, and they went out and got Mike Boddicker. The 0-2 to Cedeno, a fastball that sits high.
And Schilling is not only a power pitcher, but he has very good control. He works the corners well. He can also make that mistake belt high on the middle of the plate and get away with it because of his velocity.
1-2 to Cedeno, and that's right there. So Curt Schilling throws the fastball, hits the outside corner, 1 man away.
And defensively for the Phillies, Bronya, Jordan, Arias, and Rowland in the infield. Left to right in the outfield, Gant, Glanville, and Abreu. Lieberthal, who has caught 34% of base stealers, is behind the plate. He can throw. And Schilling on the mound. And he can throw. He just put one right on the corner to Cedeno.
Fastball up and in to Edgardo Alfonzo. Alfonzo just 3 hits on the homestand and 20 times up, but the batting average still over 300. Alfonso tied for 6th in the National League with 52 hits, so even though he's tailed off a bit during this homestand, he built up quite a cushion. Schilling 5th in the league in earned run average. Fran mentioned the fact that he's 3rd in strikeouts, and he says he hasn't even had as good split this year. There's one on the outside corner, 2 balls, 1 strike. But Schilling's problem, according to Schilling, has been controlling that split to where it's either, the problem has been where it's either flat and it's been hit, or he's bouncing it in front of the plate. Just blows the fastball by Alfonzo there, 2-2.
If he didn't have that fastball, he wouldn't be a strikeout pitcher. The splitter's nice, but you're going to have a piece of cheese like that to go with the splitter. He just threw that ball right by Fonzie.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Fouled straight back. How about Schilling running in the rain today before his start?
I couldn't believe it. He was not only running, he was hopping from the left field foul line to left center field. It was started to rain hard, and Galen Cisco, the pitching coach, came out to coax him off the field. I couldn't believe he was doing it because I figured the uniform would get all wet.
Oh, full count. Cisco wasn't smiling when he brought him back into the bullpen.
Not that the uniform being wet is a problem because you can get other uniforms, but he had yet to warm up. As you look at John Olerud.
Olerud's been warm since opening day. So Schilling runs a full count to Alfonso. And the payoff pitch. Foul back.
Well, this guy has such good control for a power pitcher. He's always around the catcher's glove with his pitches. We saw him bust Fonzie inside with a good fastball, then he just went away. By the way, Alfonso was tied for second in the National League with 36 runs scored.
And the payoff pitch high. So a 3-2 fastball out of the strike zone. And the Mets have a one-out base runner.
And our scouting report on Curt Schilling. Hard, harder, hardest. K collector. Mr. Intimidator. Good scouting report.
And likes to spend management's money.
Yes, he does.
That would be number 4.
Yeah, he wants to help the Phillies. He wants to tell the general manager how to wheel and deal.
Ed Wade called them self-serving comments. So here's John Olerud fouling the first pitch back. It actually got kind of nasty this week between Schilling and management.
Well, Dave Montgomery, the president of the Phillies and part owner of the Philadelphia Phillies, I understand, was the first one to have a knee-jerk or maybe an intelligent reaction to what one of his players was saying about the organization.
John Olerud on a 12-game hitting streak. And the 0-1 taken on the inside corner. So Schilling throwing his slider and getting it over to get ahead. No balls, 2 strikes.
Olerud in situations like this tends to lose his aggressiveness on outside fastballs.
Fouls one away down the third baseline.
And he complains about it. He says, you know, at times I get to the plate and I want a better pitch to hit, and I lose my aggressiveness on a fastball on the outside corner, and I end up taking it. And if you recall, whenever he does strike out, which is rare, that's the pitch he ends up taking, is the pitch on the outside corner.
Interesting to chart the number of strikeouts that Olerud has taken rather than swung at. I bet you it's more than half.
Yes.
And the 0-2 pitch, double play ball to shortstop. Arias to Jordan, Cabronia, and the side retired. So Olerud hits into the 6-4-3. No runs, no hits, a walk, the double play erasing the runner Alfonso. One in the books at Shea, no score.
We took a fresh look at truck guys and found out, hey, truck guys have actual friends, and they have families. They're not the lonesome cowboys that we used to think they were. Truckers have friends. We need doors for the friends. The idea of putting 4 real doors on a compact pickup is really a no-brainer. Our brains just got there first.
Hey, Mike, how's it going? Heck of a catch in the game today. I still can't believe you held on. Just make sure you take care of that elbow. Yours truly, Turk Wendell.
Hey, honey, Show up at Shea on Sunday, May 30th for Thai Beanie Baby Day, sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts.
First baseman, number 2,
Mets fans, Saturday, May 29th is Fox Sports Net New York Cap Day. All fans will take home the new Mets all-black cap, courtesy of Fox Sports Net New York. For tickets, call 718-507-TIXX or visit the Mets website at www.mets.com. Rick Reed got the Phillies 1-2-3 in the top half. Fans sitting through intermittent rain this afternoon. It's raining now. When they started this game at about 3:35, the rain had stopped, but they're expecting these showers to stick around the area all afternoon, so they'll play through the rain as Rico Brogna takes ball one. Rico 4 hits and 11 trips against Rick Reed in the past. And Reed high with that. 2 balls, no strikes.
Enrico Brogna, if you have followed the Mets and the Phillies, you know that he's one of the best defensive first basemen in the game. He's second in the league right now in fielding percentage.
Line drive, right field. Cedeno tried to keep it in front of him, can't locate it. Brogna on his way to second. Cedeno's throw out at second base.
What a play by Cedeno, but what a catch and tag by the shortstop, Luis Lopez. Cedeno hustled after that ball, and you could see Rico took a wide turn at first base, and I guess he didn't feel like running from first to second in a straight line, but the key to this out was number 17. Now here's Cedeno charging the ball. The ball hits off the heel of the glove. He has a momentary lapse where he can't find it. He picks it up, and Rico's heading to second. Look at the throw. Now watch the catch. It's a short hop. He's able to catch it. And usually with the short hop, when you catch it, your glove comes way up and the guy can get under the tag. But Lopez caught it and was able to keep the glove down. Fine play. Watch Lopez when he catches the ball. First off, it's a tough play because it's a short hop to Lopez. Now Cedeno charging, hits off the heel of the glove. He can't find it for a moment, sees it. Looks at Brogna, the throw. It was a good tag by Lopez.
1 ball, 1 strike now to Ron Gant, the Philadelphia left fielder. Gant got off to a miserable start this year, but he's really heated up here in May. .359 this month, 23 hits and 64 at-bats. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
A guy like Rick Reed should be tough on Ron Gant. Look at the month of April. Gant wants to forget it. But Gant also is a pretty good base stealer. In the last 2 years, he was 13 for 13 in stolen bases. And one time, he was a threat. Now he'll do it and get you by surprise.
1-2 delivery, low and away. 2 of Gant's home runs this month have come against the Mets. 1 off of Al Leiter last week at Veterans Stadium, and 1 on Friday night off of Fort Wendell here at Shea.
Now, Rick Reed, as we know, lives on the corner, so the way he changes speeds, he should be tough on Gant. Gant was originally drafted as a shortstop by the Braves.
And the 2-2 off the plate away with a fastball. And so a full count now to Ron Gant.
Well, we saw Scott Rowland strike out against Rick Reed in the first inning. Same pitch. That ball was a ball. Now, he threw 2 to Rowland. 2 of the same type pitches. One was called a ball, and the last one was called a strike.
And the payoff pitch in the air, right field. Cedeno there. 2 gone. So 2 out, nobody. And Bobby Abreu will bat.
Bobby Abreu, so far this year, has shown the Houston Astros they made a mistake on giving up on him. He's only 25 years old. He can really run. He has a very good throwing arm. He can catch the ball. And this year he's proven he can swing the bat. He's batting .358 with 7 home runs.
And that batting average good for 4th in the National League in that department. And Abreu takes a strike. No balls, 1 strike to the Phillies right fielder, who has handled Reed very well in the past with 6 for 11 against Rick. Line into right field, past the diving Olerud. And Abreu will hold on at first. The Cedeno plays it back in.
Abreu must have upset somebody in Houston because they gave up on a guy who had 2 constants: a great speed, you can predict good speed, and also a great throwing arm. They gave up on him. I guess they must have felt he wouldn't hit major league pitching.
Well, you talk about five-tool players, or guys that you think have five tools or are going to develop into impact players. What's Abreu's weekend? I mean, he's going to hit for average, or at least he has so far. He's already got 7 home runs. We've seen his throwing arm. We've seen his speed. Doesn't seem to have many weaknesses.
Yeah, really surprised. They let him go in the expansion draft to Tampa Bay.
So now the catcher, Mike Lieberthal, coming through on his promise, a one-time #1 draft pick. And Reed hits the outside corner, 0-1.
And Lieberthal's been on fire. He's driven in 10 runs in the last 3 games for the Phillies, and he's batting .351.
Philadelphia Phillies are 2nd in the National League in hitting, 3rd in the league in runs scored. In fact, nobody's benefited from that more than Curt Schilling, their starter. The runner goes, the pitch taken for a strike. Throw to second, Abreu is out. So the Mets gun 2 Phillies down on the base pass. Cedeno got Bronya with help from Lopez, and Piazza throws out Abreu.
Perfect throw. Catcher's dream.
Buckle up. I forgot the tickets.
Access 1, remote keyless entry by Titan. Get a lock on the future.
Craftsman. Built to handle whatever Mother Nature dishes out. And even the things she doesn't. Over the years, no mower has been more bumped, scraped, and abused than Craftsman. Why face your lawn with anything else? Get a $50 rebate on select Craftsman tractors now at Sears.
Hey, beer mime. Coors Light. Are you scared? Nervous? Crowds make you nervous. Beer's cold. Because it's frost brewed. Okay, got it. You're climbing a ladder. No, you're climbing a mountain. Oh, yeah, because it's Born in the Rockies. And delivered by mines. That's very funny. That's very funny. Just give me the beer. Check this out. Keep the change.
On the next edition of Going Deep, Chris Myers goes inside with the new Sultan of SWAT, St. Louis slugger Mark McGwire. Then we take you to the front lines for a closer look at the Club Wars. Going Deep, tonight at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
New York Mets baseball is brought to you in part by the new Dodge. It's about change. Last of the second, no score. Middle of the order for the Mets, Mike Piazza, Robin Ventura, and Brian McRae against Curt Schilling. Fastball high. Piazza's had quite a homestand. 11 hits in his last 21 at-bats. He homered in 4 straight games until going 0 for 4 yesterday. Fouled off, 1-1.
Well, Mark McGwire last night at Dodger Stadium hit a home run out of the ballpark. Only 3 guys have hit balls out of Dodger Stadium. You're looking at one of them, Mike Piazza. Mark McGwire did it last night, and Willie Stargell also did it.
You wonder what pumps McGwire up at this point. As ground ball backs up Rowland, stays with it, and Piazza retired 1 away. Mark McGwire, who went to USC in California, had never hit a home run at Dodger Stadium. Of course, he hadn't been playing for very long in the National League. And so what Piazza did early in his Dodger career was matched last night by McGwire, who said he got a real kick out of finally going deep at Dodger Stadium.
Hit it over the left field pavilion.
Robin Ventura has been one of the highlights for the Mets this week with his grand slams in both games of the doubleheader against the Milwaukee Brewers on Thursday. Those 37 ribbies have Robin 6th in the National League. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talking about the scouting report for Rick Reed, our author of the scouting report said that Rick Reed was a clone of Greg Maddux. Well, in my opinion, personality-wise, this guy's a clone of John Olerud.
Fouled off to the left side. I was talking to Harry Callis, the Phillies broadcaster, about that this morning. You're saying the same thing?
Yeah, how would you like to be a manager and have Robin Ventura on your team and John Olerud? You just come to the ballpark, you put their name in the lineup. That's it.
Quiet professionals.
And very proficient professionals.
A bouncer slowly hit Schilling. Throws out Ventura, 2 men away.
Asked Charlie Samuel in an interview during the offseason on our Hot Stove Report. The easiest guy he's ever dealt with in all his years working in the clubhouse. Didn't hesitate. To John Olerud. He said, you don't know he's with the team. He comes to the ballpark, he dresses, he goes on the field, he plays, the game's over, goes home.
You don't know he's around till you need a hit.
Right.
So 2 out, nobody on. Brian McRae. And the breaking ball from Schilling, 1-0. Schilling hasn't thrown that many sliders so far through the first 2 innings, but he threw one there to McRae. McRae's been relatively hot with 16 hits in his last 48 times at bat. Talked about Gant's slow April. Well, that was mirrored by Brian McRae's slow start for the Mets. And their batting average is identical at the start of play today. 2-0 delivery. Line right off of Schilling. He can't locate it. McRae's got a base hit. But the concern, naturally, is for the ace of the Phillies, Curt Schilling, who seems to have shaken it off already.
He's all right. Of course, it's easy to say that up here, but it looked like it hit him in an area of the body that got a lot of muscle. And I'll tell you, he's not happy. When you're a pitcher like Schilling, as competitive as he is, the last thing you want is a hitter to hit a line drive that you can't handle. Terry Francona out talking to Schilling. He's not happy about that line drive.
I don't know that I'd want to meet the guy who would be happy with it.
They tell you to be ready when it's coming back at you. Boom! It looked like the right shoulder. Oh, boy. Here's from our camera behind home plate. I'll tell you, they talk about catching being a difficult position. You might get hurt. I wouldn't want to be a pitcher a line drive hit back at me.
All right, I don't know from physics, but he threw it up there about 95. How fast does it hit back at him?
Probably harder. He's supplying all the power.
So Matt Franco, with 2 men away, takes a strike, 0-1.
Well, Schilling, as we mentioned in the opening, throws 90% fastballs. And the hitters turn up the dial to stay on top of his fastball, and Brian McRae did it.
6th start of the year for Matt Franco. His 4th in left field. He's also started at third base. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
We were talking the other day, Hal McRae and myself, about good pinch hitters, how difficult it is to be a pinch hitter. And we were talking about a couple of guys on his team that are in the lineup today, Kevin Jordan and Alex Arias. And Hal McRae also mentioned Matt Franco as one of the better pinch hitters in the National League.
2-1 to Matt.
Problem with getting that reputation, as you look at Hal McRae, the problem with getting a reputation as a good pinch hitter, well, the manager gets you in a lineup to get you some at-bats, but he likes to keep you out so he can put you up in a tight spot.
Fouled away. It's got to be tough for a young player, relatively young player like Matt Franco, who's still looking to make an impact on some roster before he's done as a major leaguer, to think of himself as a pinch hitter. Ideally, you think about guys like your old partner, Rusty Staub, who late in his career, Eddie Kranepool's another example, were able to accept a lesser role and thrived in their new position.
That's right, and it's difficult. I mean, you can't show that you're unhappy with your role on the ball club, and you have to stay ready. But you can't lose that desire to play every day, because you might get the opportunity, and you got to be in shape and ready to do it. Roger Cedeno now, possible pinch hitter? No. You want to get a guy like that in the lineup, but for him to get in the lineup, you know, he'd have to impress Bobby Valentine and the coaches.
Been done.
That's what I mean is, of course, he did it because of the injuries, but if Bobby Bonilla was healthy and Ricky Henderson, he wouldn't have gotten that opportunity. Now he's got to impress them some other way. It might have been pinch hitting.
McRae running, and Franco fouls it back. Still 2-2. Franco playing left field as opposed to Ricky Henderson today. Ricky was in the original plans of Bobby Valentine for this afternoon, but the wet conditions, of course, combined with Ricky's cranky knee, which had him on the disabled list until yesterday, forced Ricky back to the bench. Pickoff play at first. Out at first. Brian McRae has been picked off.
See that? He hit him with the line drive. Schilling got him back.
You see the look on Bobby Valentine's face in the dugout. He wasn't expecting it. Somebody yelled to him, uh-oh. And here's why. McRae picked off by Schilling. And we're scoreless at the end of...
Welcome to Mawa Pontiac GMC, carrying on the reliable 40-year tradition of Vail Pontiac. At Mawa Pontiac GMC, you'll be treated with the personalized and professional service you deserve. We'll do everything we can to get your choice of vehicle, like the new Pontiac Grand Am or the sporty Grand Prix. Also, come and see the new GMC Jimmy and the Yukon Denali. Plus, choose from our huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. So stop by and visit us at Mawa Pontiac GMC, 386 Route 17 South in Mawa.
Sometimes doing the simple things can be difficult. No one should live with chronic pain or pain due to injury. The Pain Control Center at St. Mary's Hospital is here to help. They use many methods to treat and alleviate pain from arthritis, neck, arm, and shoulder, including whiplash injury, back pain, and more. Because no one should live with pain when help is available. The Pain Control Center at St. Mary's Hospital, 211 Pennington Avenue in Passaic.
Sportsnet brings you more great PGA Tour action. This week, the big boys on the big tour crank it up from the TPC at Avenel. The Kemper Open live Thursday and Friday at 4 on Fox Sports Net.
Well, to one extent, McRae got Schilling with a line drive off of Schilling, and to another extent, Schilling got McRae back by picking him off.
Quick move by Schilling to first base, and watch the quick tag, the quick feet, the quick throw, and the quick tag. Boy, he has quick feet going to first base, and he brought that ball up by his ear like a catcher, made a perfect throw, and Bronya had a quick glove to get the tag down.
Bottom third for the Phillies, Mike Lieberthal, who fouls the first pitch back, to be followed by Alex Arias and Curt Schilling. Lieberthal starting play today, 7th in the National League with a .351 average. Nothing in 2.
Pretty good breaking ball to Lieberthal. In yesterday's game, Bobby Jones threw a good curveball, and Lieberthal stayed with it and hit it right down the right field line.
And the 0-2 pitch away. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how the Mets pitching situation shakes out this week. Certainly possible that Jason Isringhausen will factor in. Alan Watson is on standby today. Basically, Watson's scheduled to pitch tomorrow night, or has been for the last day or so, but that's somewhat tentative now. As Lieberthal bounces to short, Lopez up with it, 1 man away. In case this game should be delayed at some further point this afternoon by rain for a long enough amount of time so that it would not make sense to bring Rick Reed back, Alan Watson has been on standby with Bobby Jones feeling better, but still a big question mark because of his shoulder, and Al Leiter's going to be shut down at least until next Sunday. Certainly a chance we'll see Jason Isringhausen at some point this week, if not pretty soon.
I talked to Dave Wallace about Isringhausen the other day. He had been going down to the minor leagues and watching Isringhausen throw. So he's throwing the ball very well. The only thing they are concerned with is bringing him along slowly, where when he comes back to the big leagues, he's going to be strong and he's going to be effective.
1-0 to Alex Arias, who takes on the inside corner.
That was prior to some of the problems that developed this week.
Officially, tomorrow's starter is still undecided, but the plan had been to go to Alan Watson, again pending weather conditions the rest of the afternoon today. ball, 1 strike to Arias. Right there. And Reed quickly ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arias has been brilliant as a pinch hitter. Now Leiter hopes that some of those video detections will prove beneficial for his next start. Outside with a slider, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that's the beauty about video. You can get in there and you can examine what a player is doing, and you hope you pick up something. You can't beat video.
Got that right. And the 2-2 line foul.
We got cameras talking back, acknowledging, patting themselves on the camera, I guess.
If the shrugs at shoulders were leading.
Up. Is he humble?
Great. You just found the world's first cocky camera. A conceited lens, if ever there was one. Ripped into left field. And Alex Arias has a 1-out single.
Well, he talked about Arias as a very good pinch hitter. He's hit safely in his first 6 pinch hit at bats this year, and he takes a pretty good pitch from Rick Reed, hits the ball hard in the left field. So Alex Arias continues to swing a hot bat. Playing shortstop today in place of Desi Relaford.
So with Arias at first and 1 out, Curt Schilling will bat, and the Mets will no doubt look for the sacrifice. Those are his career numbers. This year he has 3 hits and 23 at-bats with 2 runs batted in. But of those 3 hits, 1 a double and 1 a triple. So he can help himself. He does bunt. Pretty good one. Reed's going to have to go to first. And Alfonso holds the bag, 2 men away. Remember, that ball's going to be wet, and so sometimes throws are going to be somewhat adventurous. This copyrighted telecast is authorized under television rights granted by the New York Mets solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Mets and Fox Sports Net New York is prohibited.
Howie, you mentioned the wet surface and the balls, some of the throws could be a problem. This game could be decided on a throw because the outfield was very wet. The infield somewhat wet, but they've had that covered.
Doug Glanville flied to right field in the first inning, and Reed misses inside 1-0.
Anytime you pick up a wet ball to throw it, there's a potential problem right there because it can slip out of your hand. Of course, when you want to throw the ball, a wet ball, you want to grip it extra tight so you're not going to get the real good carry on it.
And the 1-0 delivery on the inside corner.
Nice changeup and good ball movement from Rick Reed. I can understand why a team would be talking a lot in the dugout about his ball movement, and consequently, his last outing, Phil Gardner went out and asked to check Rick Reed. They thought he was scuffing the ball.
Line into left field, a base hit. Franco comes up throwing. Arias trying to score. The relay throw is wide. The ball has been cut off by Ventura, and down to second base goes Glanville.
Well, Ventura caught the ball from Franco after he threw it to Mike Piazza. It was going to be an easy throw. It would have been easy to throw Arias out at the plate, but the ball was off the mark. It seemed to have slipped out of Ventura's hand. He dried off his hand after he threw the ball. Now here it is again, a hanging breaking ball, and Glanville hitting the ball hard. Franco throwing the ball as Arias was rounding third. He threw it right to Ventura. Ventura threw it off the mark, and Ventura is usually extremely accurate with his throws.
So we talk about the wet ball, and it certainly looked the way it came out of Ventura's hands that might have been the reason it sailed. Now Glanville at second with a run in, and the Phillies leading 1-0, and Kevin Jordan, the second baseman, takes a strike.
And you're not surprised that Schilling moved the runner along, because the way Schilling's throwing the ball and the way Reed can throw the ball, it should be, unless the weather plays havoc here, a low-scoring ball game.
And the 0-1, two-seam fastball that just misses the plate. Of course, on a day like this, where you never know if you're going to get 5 innings in, You also sometimes have a tendency to play more for 1 run, thinking that if you do get 5 in, you may not get 9. So, in case the game is stopped early and officially try to score. 1 ball, 2 balls,
now,
1 strike to Jordan.
Glanville hit a hanging breaking ball, and Rick Reed knew it. Here's his reaction, shaking his head. Look at that. That movement with his hand was like he was throwing the curveball, didn't get a good spin on the curveball, didn't keep it down. He was not happy with that pitch.
2-1 pitch to Jordan. Came in on his hands. It's popped foul. Ventura hoping for a play just beyond his reach. So Glanville heads back to second. But Glanville driving in runs from that leadoff position. 24 now. So Jordan's been hot lately. When he has started, which hasn't been very often, this is his 8th start of the year, he's been about a 500 hitter. A little less than that now, 14 out of 30. It'll be a 2-2 pitch. And it's chopped foul.
Saw Mike Piazza go way inside off the plate, and Rick Reed, when he threw that ball, he still got ball movement. As he threw towards the inner part of the plate, the ball ran in off the plate. Reed has been pretty good with his control so far, living on the corners or a little bit off with his fastball.
Again, it'll be a 2-2 pitch. Piazza wants it away, and that's where it goes, but it's off the plate and low. So a full count now to Kevin Jordan with the dangerous Scott Rowland on deck.
And he has struggled against Rick Reed, now 0 for 12. Scott Rowland.
So it'll be a payoff pitch. And it's just outside. First walk issued by Reed. Rowland will bat with runners at first and second and 2 outs.
Reed didn't get that pitch. Last year he was getting that pitch. Now against Rowland in the first inning, here are the last 2 pitches of his at-bat. First one right there, he doesn't get it. Outside, considered outside, call the ball. Same exact pitch with 2 strikes, and he gets rung up by Jeff Nelson. It must have been, I gave you the first one, I'm taking back the second one, because they were identical pitches.
So 2 on, Reed delivers, and that's a strike. When you were catching, would you hear umpires occasionally say, or maybe even if they said it to you as a hitter, pretty much what you just did, will they say, you know, I gave you 1, I'm not giving you 2?
No, but you thought about it when you were catching. When they gave you the second one, you thought it was a make good. I mean, you didn't want to have a discussion about it because they're not supposed to do that.
And the 0-1, and that's just off the outside corner.
Well, that's similar to the ball that was called a strike on Rowland his first time up. Here's the last pitch to Rowland. And not a bad pitch right there.
That's the pitch he struck out on. That looked exactly like the pitch he struck out on in the first inning. And the 1-1, Reed jams him, little looper. Alfonso can't reach it. It's into right field. Glanville scores. Play at third on Jordan. Not in time. Down to second goes Rowland with his first career hit off of Rick Reed. And the Phillies lead 2-0.
His first hit off Rick Reed for his career, and he jammed him severely. Rowland, big, he's strong, and he muscled the ball out of Alfonso's reach into shallow right field. Good ball movement running in on Rowland. He waited and muscled it. And you see Piazza sitting outside, but the ball ran back in. A great example of why it's better to get jammed. You have a chance of muscling the ball than hitting the ball off the end of the bat. When you hit it off the end of the bat, you have no power left. But if you hit it up towards the hands and you're strong enough, you can take your muscles in your body and push the ball into the outfield.
So Reed's now given up 5 hits. Bob Apodaca leaving the mound after a conference. Consider, too, that Rowland, who had been 0 for 12 against Rick Reed, including the 0 for 1 today, had faced 45 pitchers at least 10 times in his major league career. And Reed was the only one against whom he did not have a hit. Well, now that's over, and a guy who's done well against Reed, left-hand hitting Rico Brogna, the batter. Remember, first base is open. A right-hand hitter, Ron Gant, is on deck.
And Gant should struggle against Reed.
Up and in, 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah,
so
right now, Reed cannot allow Brogna to drive in a run. You get a base open.
Outfield shades Brogna a step to pull, as does the infield. And the 1-0 off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Rico Brogna does not figure to get a real good pitch to hit here. The 2-0 will give it away. If he misses again, don't be surprised if they throw ball 4 intentionally. And he gets the strike. That 2-seam fastball ticked the outside corner. So the count 2 balls, 1 strike.
And once again, great ball movement. Maybe Rico Brogna had in the back of his mind they're going to pitch around me.
To Brogna, and that comes back and catches the outside corner.
Well, that ball moves quite a bit.
Phil Garner's on the telephone right about now.
Check that ball. Watch the ball movement. You see the ball heading toward Rico Brogna, getting him to jackknife away and coming back and hitting the inside part of the plate. Now you got to pitch to him.
Well, it was pinpoint with those last 2. And the 2-2 on the way. Fly ball left field, playable for Matt Franco. And the side retired. Phillies send 7 men to the plate. 2 of them score. And in the middle of the 3rd inning here at Shea, it's 2-0 Phils.
Investor?
Yes?
Have you tried that Discover brokerage on the internet?
Mrs. Yost.
Yes.
Thank you so much for bailing out my country.
Oh, you're welcome. I was happy to help.
There's big news in the shipping business. Now there's a shipper that confirms your packages were received. A shipper that uses digital scanners, lets you check on delivery by phone or internet, and can save you up to 65% over 2-day services. Which one is it?
The U.S. Postal Service.
Introducing delivery confirmation for priority mail. So, now what's your priority?
Don't you worry, little guys. I'll find you a happy home. Hey, Bearman, before you take this frost brewed Coors Light, one of my little babies, I'll have to ask you a few questions. Huh? How often do you clean your home?
Wanted a beer.
Of course you do. Do you have a good job?
I'm a surgeon, brain surgeon.
I won't be happy till all these beers have a good home. Herman, there's a roof over your head.
Oh, skylight.
Fortune 500 companies know that when it comes to renting a car, National Car Rental gets you in your car and on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
Last of the 3rd inning, Curt Schilling with a 2-0 lead. Matt Franco was batting when Brian McRae was picked off to end the 2nd. 1 ball, no strikes. So Schilling with 2 runs in his pocket, but the Phillies are averaging over 7 runs a game this year in games in which Curt Schilling has been the starting pitcher. That's more than double what they gave him last year. 2-0 now to Franco.
It's funny, that's one thing you kind of forget when you look at a pitcher's record, how many runs the team is giving him to work with.
Low, 3-0. Boy, any pitcher ought to be able to do pretty well with 7 run support on a nightly basis. Curt Schilling is one of the elite pitchers in the National League and can get by, as he's proven, with a lot less. On the outside corner, 3-1 to Franco.
Yeah, the only thing that really matters to a pitcher is that 1-loss record. I mean, it's nice to have the low ERA. It's nice to have the strikeouts. Winning 20 games is a big...
Whoa, and another one right back through the originator, and Schilling is probably starting to feel like a marked man. First McRae. Well, Schilling picked him off. Now Franco singles, and we'll see if Schilling takes that personally.
Well, Schilling, we talked about throwing a lot of fastballs, got that ball out over the plate just like he did to Brian McRae. And Matt Franco hit the ball right back up the middle. A bullet.
Well, he knows he'll have to be aware now, having seen McRae picked off. Luis Lopez coming up. Louis 3 for 3 in his career against Schilling. Ray Ordonez getting the afternoon off, at least to this point, has really struggled in his career against Schilling. So even though 3 for 3 is a very, very small sample, good idea to start Lopez here, who takes the breaking ball, 0-1. So he's 3 for 3 against him, and the guy he's playing for, Ray Ordonez, 1 for 15 against Curt Schilling. Gotta look for every edge you can against a pitcher of Curt Schilling's ability. No balls, 2 strikes. Ricky Henderson not starting because of the weather. No balls, 2 strikes on Lopez. Fastball got him. So on 3 pitches, Luis Lopez caught looking. Second strikeout for Schilling. 1 away, and that'll bring up Rick Reed.
Well, a couple balls hit right back through the box, and it didn't make Schilling any less aggressive. He still went after the hitters.
Well, the Delta schedule, fittingly enough, over the Delta terminal at LaGuardia Airport. The Mets headed to Pittsburgh. Note the start time change on Wednesday. That was originally 7 o'clock. It's now 7:30. We'll have the whole series for you on Fox Sports Net New York. WB11 will carry the Diamondback series next weekend. Reed drops the bunt down. Schilling throws him out. So 2 men away as Matt Franco moves into scoring position. So with 2 out, Roger Cedeno will take a shot at getting Franco home. Roger leading the National League now in stolen bases. He has 22, which gives him 1 more than Tony Womack and Eric Young. By the way, good news for the Mets as far as the standings are concerned. Already today, the Atlanta Braves losing at home. The Braves won last night, beating the Cubs 4-2, but the Cubbies came back and won 5-1 today. Mets started play 2.5 out of first place in the National League East. High to Cedeno, 1 ball, no strikes. Rogers actually made his way into the top 10 in hitting now in the National League with enough at-bats to qualify. Came into the game 9th. Fouled back, 1-1.
The way he can run and the way he hits the ball from second base over to third base, he should hit for a high average. We've talked about it. It's amazing to me. I've never seen a player who consistently hit a routine ground ball and beat the throw to first base. Take a look at the defense for Cedeno.
Even bunts that are less than ideal are beaten out by Cedeno.
He beat out 2 that were bad bunts.
1 ball, 2 strikes now to Roger.
Both against the Phillies, 1 at the Vet and 1 in yesterday's game. It always amazed me when you had a guy that could really run, batted from left-handed, and didn't hit 300. I thought Vince Coleman should have been a better hitter. You see Schilling with the ball out of the glove.
Off the inside corner. So did Whitey Herzog, because Vince Coleman was a very undisciplined hitter, particularly in the early years of his career with the Cardinals.
And I mean, he could fly, so really he wasn't a good hitter. What he did was he ran about 280, 275.
Two pitch to Cedeno just off the plate. So now Schilling has run a full count on Cedeno with Alfonso on deck. That's trailing 2-0. We're in the 3rd. Phillies have had 5 hits off of Rick Reed. And Matt Franco, 1 of 2 hits literally off of Curt Schilling. Crane nailed him in the shoulder. Franco might have, if he did hit him. Franco just grazed his lower leg.
Got to be careful not to adjust your grip when the ball is in the bare hand, because the first base coach could pick it up. You got to do it while it's in the glove.
On the inside corner, and Cedeno is gone. So Curt Schilling strikes out Cedeno, looking for the second time. He's got 3 strikeouts now, and at the end of 3, 2-0, Phillies.
A team of scientists have created a portal to a simulated universe.
I think one of them units crawled up an extension cord and killed its maker.
But what they couldn't anticipate...
What's this all about? Murder.
...is that the experiment...
This is a mistake. These people are real.
...would have a mind of its own. The 13th floor.
You could call it the end of the world.
Rated R. Opens everywhere Friday.
Your next meeting is in 14 hours, half a world away. That's when you'll appreciate Trans World One, where for a business class fare, today's aviators get TWA's very best service to Europe and the Middle East. Comforts like plush recliners, gourmet meals served at your request, room to relax, and more. Everything you need to arrive ready to do business, all for a business class fare. Trans World One, only from TWA.
During Adventure 99, Dodge will give you great financing on a Dodge Ram. Or, if you buy a Dodge Dakota, get your choice of a $1,000 cash allowance. Or, a great vacation package worth up to $1,800 at the new Universal Studios Islands of Adventure theme park in Orlando, Florida. It's the adventure of a lifetime, and we have the rides to prove it. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Tomorrow night, Robin Ventura and the Mets look to hammer Pittsburgh's pitching staff when New York invades the Steel City. The Mets visit the Pirates tomorrow at 7 on Fox Sports Net New York.
4th inning, time for our Aflac trivia question for this afternoon's game. Well, somebody had a great year if this guy drove in 170 and didn't win the batting title. Ron Gant leads off the 4th inning and takes ball 1. I guess the record is, what, 190 runs batted in by Hank Wilson of the Chicago Cubs. And that was about 1930 or so. I wonder if you have to go that far back. We'll tell you in the bottom of the inning. Gant tried to hold his swing, and he did. 2 balls, no strikes now to the Phillies left fielder. Hit hard the other way, deep to right field. Cedeno over, and the ball's off the base of the wall. Gant on his way to second as Cedeno plays it back in. Ron Gant has a leadoff 4th inning double.
The right fielder.
Well, Helmut Gray said that Ron Gant had been swinging the bat a lot better in Montreal coming into New York, and right there he takes a pitch that's out over the plate from Rick Reed, a fastball. Didn't have very much movement on the fastball, but Gant hammers it off the right field wall. Cedeno gets over and gets the ball back in, but Gant into second base with a double.
So Gant in scoring position with nobody out for a real good left-handed hitter, Bobby Abreu. Abreu singled and then was thrown out trying to steal by Mike Piazza in the 2nd inning. 6 hits now off of Rick Reed, who misses outside, ball 1.
That throw from Mike Piazza was perfect to get Abreu.
Abreu now 7 hits and 12 career at-bats against Rick Reed. Two balls, no strikes. Bobby Abreu, a native of Venezuela. And as so many Venezuelans have done this year, in support of their countryman Andres Galarraga, they've taken to wearing the number 14 on their caps. To the shortstop Lopez, that'll keep Gant in place. Low throw, but Olerud digs it out, 1 man away.
Luis Lopez, who made a fine play in this ball game earlier in the game, making a catch on a short hop throw from Cedeno in right field, and still able to tag Bronya at a bang-bang play at second base. Ray Ordonez with the afternoon off. Ricky Henderson was in the starting lineup and was a late scratch because of the weather here at Shea Stadium. There's Ricky.
So Mike Lieberthal now, the Phillies catcher, grounded to short his first time up. It's 2-0 Phillies. We're in the fourth. Fouled back, 0-1. Mike Lieberthal batting .400 this month with 8 home runs. Sammy Sosa, the only National Leaguer with more home runs in May, he has 9. Not bad to be hitting .348 and batting 7th in the order. That's how good the Phillies have been at scoring runs this year. Fouled away. Only the Arizona Diamondbacks and Atlanta Braves have scored more runs than the Phillies. But as it so often seems, their Achilles heel continues to be pitching. And not only the starters, but the bullpen as well. Terry Francona is glad to have Jeff Brantley available to work out of the pen. Be interesting to see what happens because he used Brantley yesterday. Brantley generally, at least at this point in his recovery from shoulder problems, not supposed to work 2 days in a row, but we'll see how this game evolves. And the 0-2 fouled back. Strange, isn't it, Fran, how certain organizations, and here are the Phillies and Mets neck and neck as far as the British Airways batting leaders are concerned, the Astros leading the pack, historically have trouble with their pitchers in terms of injuries. I mean, it seems that for this entire decade, the Phillies have lost one starting pitcher to injury after another.
Paul Byrd, they picked him up off waivers from the Atlanta Braves. And when he stays awake, he's tough.
The 0-2 pitch sails up. 1-2 on Lieberthal. Al Leiter hurt his knee last year. Had some problems with his knee this year, for which the videotape the Mets have dug up seems to prove he's overcompensated for the cause of some pain in his biceps. It was fascinating stuff if you were watching our pregame, and I hope you were. Fly ball, well hit, left field. Franco going back. He won't reach it. It's off the wall. Gant around third. He's coming home. Pulling into second with a double, and a run batted in is Mike Lieberthal, and the Phillies lead 3-0.
Well, this Philly ball club certainly has some firepower. You got a catcher batting .350. Ron Gant is starting to hit the ball. Scott Rowland is a proven major league hitter. And here's Lieberthal once again. He's had a nice series against the Mets. Rick Reed throws him that high fastball, and Lieberthal gets on top of it. Hit it too hard for Matt Franco to do anything with it except play it off the wall. And Lieberthal's on second base with a double.
His 32nd run batted in, his 8th two-base hit of the year. 3 runs, 7 hits now for the Phillies. Alex Arias has one of those hits, a single to left field in the 3rd inning. Arias would come around to score on Glanville's hit. So 1-0 to Alex Arias, starting in place of Desi Relaford today at shortstop. Foul to the right side, 1-1. Lieberthal doubled home Gant, so he's at second with 1 out. And the 1-1 pitch, and the slider misses. So Reed behind, 2 balls, 1 strike. Will shut Leiter down for about a week. I don't think he's talking base running here with Mookie. At least not as it involves Leiter at this particular stage. Maybe.
Talking videotape.
And the 2-1 pitch, lifted in the air to center. Brian McRae there. Lieberthal's halfway, and he'll come back.
Pitcher, Curt Schilling.
Looks more like Mookie's giving Al some information about getting leads or judging fly balls or something to do with anything other than pitching. Not that Mookie doesn't know pitching.
You know what? What I think they're talking about? I think they're talking about outfield play. Getting a jump on the ball. Maybe they're talking about the ball that was hit by Lieberthal into left field, getting over Matt Franco's head.
Curt Schilling misses the curveball, 0-1. Schilling helped build a run with a sacrifice. That was in the 3rd inning. Got Arias to second. That's where he scored from on Glanville's hit. And the 0-1 on the outside corner. Good spot there for Reed's fastball. It's 0-2.
Well, we talked earlier in the ball game about Schilling. He's had the luxury of his team scoring. They're averaging 7 runs per start for Curt Schilling. Right now it's 3-zip.
And the 0-2 just a little bit high, although they want to check Schilling's swing, and nothing doing, according to Hunter Wendelstedt. Reed got out of the 1st inning 1-2-3, but allowed 2 hits in the 2nd, 2 runs on 3 hits in the 3rd, and a run on 2 hits, both doubles here in the 4th. So it'll be a 1-2 pitch, and the curveball misses.
Well, Rick uncharacteristically is throwing a lot of pitches as Alan Watson gets up to throw in the Met bullpen. Usually Rick Reed is getting ahead of all the hitters.
And the 2-2 on the way. Fastball got him. So the inning over. A couple of doubles produce a run. And in the middle of the 4th, it's 3-0 Phillies.
Can't believe he broke it at the company picnic.
Incredible. Our employee health plan covers him, right?
Not deductibles or co-payments.
So he has to lay out his own money.
Your health plan can work better with Aflac. Supplemental insurance from Aflac helps cover the unexpected costs of recovery, so you can give your employees the protection they need and deserve.
Any ideas?
Yeah, Aflac.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
You know, we took a fresh look at truck guys and found out, hey, truck guys have actual friends, and they have families. They're not the lonesome cowboys that we used to think they were. Truckers have friends. We need doors for the friends. The idea of putting 4 real doors on a compact pickup is really a no-brainer. Our brains just got there first.
Shoot Digital. Buy any Sony camcorder, $499 and up, and get 6 months free financing with your Sony Preferred card.
I could be the next Spielman.
Get Digital at the Wiz.
Are you ready to make contact?
Show up at Shea on Saturday, May 29th for Cap Day. All fans will get the Mets' new all-black cap, courtesy of Fox Sports Net New York.
I look good in black.
Be here when the Mets try to rattle the Diamondbacks. For tickets, call 718-507-TIXX. That's 718-507-TIXX.
Show up at Shea for Cap Day.
Let's see how far back we have to go to get the answer to today's Aflac trivia question. I don't know anybody who's driven in 170 runs for a while. Hack Wilson set the record with 190, and I think it was 1930. So how far back do we go?
First baseman Chuck Klein. Chuck Klein, by the way, won the Triple Crown. Hack Wilson had the 190 RBIs, but Chuck Klein one year won the Triple Crown, and Jimmy Fox won a Triple Crown same year, and I believe Jimmy Fox was playing for the Philadelphia Athletics at the time. Chuck Klein did not get into the Hall of Fame as quickly as he should have because they held the ballpark against him. He was playing it.
Edgardo Alfonso takes a strike. Couldn't have been as bad as Coors Field.
Well, it probably
couldn't have whacked out statistics any more than that place does.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. But Klein, he was held accountable for the park he played in.
Alfonso to be followed by Olerud and Piazza here in the 4th inning. Curt Schilling's allowed 2 hits. Liners right back at him by Brian McRae and Matt Franco. Alfonso drew a walk in the 1st inning. And the fastball by Schilling just missed. 1-1.
And our in-game box score brought to you by New York Life. McRae 1 for 1. Matt Franco has a hit in his game.
And he offered at the splitter. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schilling still very involved in charities relative to ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. We've talked about that in the past. Alfonso down on strikes, 1 away.
Now, we talked about Alfonso getting a steady diet of fastballs from the middle of the plate out. Right there, Curt Schilling threw him hard stuff inside, and he beat Alfonso with this heater. That's a nasty pitch. It hits the front part of the plate and runs off the plate. Good fastball from Schilling to get Alfonso.
So that strikeout means another $100 that Schilling donates towards Curt's pitch, which is for Lou Gehrig's disease research. He donates $1,000 for each win and $100 for each strikeout, with a minimum donation of $25,000 over the course of a season. How's that for consistency, huh?
Well, it's a great charity to wipe out the Lou Gehrig's disease.
One of Schilling's children is named Gehrig, first name. Olerud with that 12-game hitting streak going into the 1st inning with a double play. Fouled back. It's 0-2.
Schilling quickly getting ahead of John Olerud, who hit into that 6-4-3 double play. He hit a fastball to Alex Arias, who threw to Jordan, and Jordan on to Bronya.
And the 0-2 pitch. Line over short, base hit. Olerud now has a 13-game hitting streak. And he keeps another streak alive. He's been on base in every game that he started this year. 59 combined between late last season and this season.
Well, similar pitch to when he hit into the 6-4-3 double play. This time, Olerud gets the ball over Arias' head into left field. And the Mets have a base runner. Head down in the ball. Look at that. Ball was out over the plate. We talked about it in his last at-bat, how Olerud told me he loses his aggressiveness occasionally on that pitch outside with 2 strikes. But right there, he picks up a base hit.
Piazza bounced to 3rd, takes the splitter, 1 ball, no strikes.
It was a good shot of the expression on Olerud's face when he hit that ball. I'd like to see Schilling's fastball meet Piazza's bat.
Fly ball, right field. The park will hold this one as Abreu settles under. And that's the 2nd out. Olerud will head back to 1st.
I recall just a few weeks ago, Trevor Hoffman threw that real good fastball out over the plate to Piazza. He hit it 9 miles over the right field fence. He got his pitch right there. Didn't catch up with him. We've seen him hit this ball a long way. It's a fastball. It's out over the plate. And he gets underneath.
Robin Ventura coming up now. He bounced back to Schilling his first time up. You know, when you see Piazza and his body of work last year with the Mets and this year, you're tempted to say, because when he's been hot, he's been so unbelievably hot, you're tempted to call him a streak hitter. But you can't hit .333 and be streaky.
Right. You know, he gets to .333 so quietly.
But that's his career average coming into this season, .333, 1-1 to Ventura.
Well, you know, if anybody would be prone to being a streak hitter, it would be a catcher. because occasionally they'll get tired. They go into a little slump. That might have been a slider he popped up. Still talking about popping that pitch up.
1-1 to Ventura. Olerud at first with 2 men away. Schilling deals a fastball, and it's on the outside edge. 1-2.
Talking to Al Leiter about that last pitch from Schilling. He says, I'm a little bit behind on the ball, hit underneath. Lips. He's not happy.
1-2 to Ventura. Line, base hit right field. Olerud checks in at second and holds there. And Robin Ventura picks up his first hit of the afternoon. And the fourth for the Mets against Curt Schilling. Comes with 2 men away and will bring up Brian McRae.
Well, Schilling will go after the hitters right there with a fastball. You see Ventura, that's a nice swing how he stays at the ball. Hits the ball in the hole into right field. And Bobby Abreu comes in, gets the ball back in, and Ventura on first base with his first hit. The batter now is Brian McRae, who almost killed Schilling with a line drive his first time up.
So McRae will represent the tying run at home plate. An infield single doesn't tell you the whole story because he smashed it off the shoulder of Schilling. Technically, that's exactly what it was, an infield single. And a bouncing ball in the hole, bugged by Jordan, and the side retired. So on the first pitch, McRae grounds out and the inning's over. No runs, 2 hits. The Mets leave 2, and at the end of 4, 3-0, Phillies.
Now, only at Wayne Lincoln Mercury, the 1999 Mercury Grand Marquis Palm Beach Edition for only $22,999 with all the options, including the largest trunk in its class and a 5-star government safety rating. You also get custom coach roof with embroidery, leather seating with custom piping and embroidery, chrome rocker panels and wheel molding, and custom pinstriping. All this for only $22,999. That's a savings of over $5,800. And you get our volume guarantee. We'll beat any advertised price, period. No gimmicks, just good deals at Wayne Lincoln Mercury.
Mom?
Yes, dear?
Is it true if you wish on a shooting star, your wish comes true?
It sure is.
Hi, sweetheart. Hope you and Mom are hungry. We're going to Hot Grill for dinner.
You're in for plenty of surprises when your family visits the Hot Grill. Discover great food and family fun. The Hot Grill on Lexington Avenue in Clifton. It's what you're wishing for.
All of the skill, preparation, and courage are meaningless without support.
Express Lube service, Mr. Millen?
Make it quick. I've got a race to get to.
No problem. We guarantee an oil change and 19-point inspection in 29 minutes or less.
When genuine Toyota parts, quality service, and a fast pit stop are critical, choose Express Lube.
Tomorrow night, Robin Ventura and the Mets look to hammer Pittsburgh's pitching staff when New York invades the Steel City. The Mets visit the Pirates tomorrow at 7 on Fox Sports Net New York.
New York Mets baseball is brought to you in part by Jeep, the most award-winning brand of 4x4s on earth. Fifth inning at Shea. This fella's happy he waited out the rain.
Oh, yeah. He said the sun's been shining. I don't care. I got my ice cream.
Give a little kid an ice cream cone, the sun's always out, even if it's at 8 o'clock at night.
Give it to us. Same thing.
I've seen you chew on those things.
Oh, love ice cream.
And for the 5th inning, here's the good humor man himself, Fran Healy.
And Glanville steps in and takes a curveball for a strike. I kept the good humor man in business for a long time when I was a kid. Glanville 1 for 2 in this game, fly to right field, and he singled. Also scored a run, drove in a run. Rick Reed misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Glanville, who's 28 years old. He spent 5 years in the minor leagues. He's got 24 RBIs now. And he hits his ball to right field. Cedeno goes over and makes the grab. One down.
Second baseman,
Just tuned in. It rained here for quite a while today, but for about the last hour, no rain. The outfield is wet. The infield is relatively dry. Pete Flynn and his crew doing a great job here at Shea Stadium getting this field ready for today's game.
That's that diamond dust, huh?
They put that all over the mound when it's wet and muddy. Kevin Jordan takes a strike. 0-1 on Jordan. Jordan 0 for 1 in his ball game. He's also walked. He's bounced back to Reed in the first. Takes up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Final game of this 3-game series. The Mets trailing 3-0 here in the top of the 5th. Rick Reed against Curt Schilling. Schilling going for victory number 8 this season. Down low, 2-1. Of course, as he piles up the victories, he increases his value for the Phillies if they do decide to trade him later on in the season. I'd be surprised if they would trade him.
Talking to the Phillies people, meaning their writers, people who cover the club before the game today, they're absolutely convinced that he's not going anywhere, even later this season.
Breaking ball misses, 3-1. Why would you trade him if he's got a chance of winning 20 games when he goes out to pitch? I'm assuming that he would draw the fans at the vet. He's never won 20 games. Are you surprised?
Yeah, with this stuff.
Pulled foul.
Funny thing about Schilling is, early in his career, he was used pretty much exclusively as a reliever. The Orioles used him out of the bullpen, and then when the Orioles traded him to the Houston Astros, the one year he was in Houston, 1991, he got into 56 games, and they were all in relief. It's only since he's been to Philadelphia that he's been a full-time starter.
3-2 pitch to Jordan. Swung on it, Vince. I'm going to guarantee you, when he was starting that swing, he was telling himself, don't do this. Well, Scott Rowland has had 2 at-bats in this game, and he's been pitched similar both times.
Yeah, I mean, hitters want consistency. Now, this is a strike. The pitch that Rowland was called out on. Now, watch in the 3rd inning. This pitch is a strike. Now, look at the next one. That doesn't look any different from the one he was called out on, and then Reed busts him inside, and Scott Rowland dunks his first hit ever against Rick Reed into right field.
And they go back outside right there for a strike, a curveball. Now, the last pitch, the ball that went inside, Mike Piazza was sitting outside, so they want to stay away from Scott Rowland, who's got his first hit in 12 at-bats against Rick Reed. There's a hanging breaking ball, 1-1. So he's thrown him a lot of fastballs, and now in this at-bat, 2 curveballs. So 2 hooks in this at-bat. It's now a 1-1 count. And his first 2 at-bats, pretty much a steady diet of fastballs out there. Right there.
Oh, that's the 2-seamer. And when you look at Scott Rowland, you figure out how do you get him out? Well, out over the plate and up he's not going to touch, but anything over the middle of the plate or away, he's going to drill, and he can go down and get it as well.
And where that 245 is, whoop, he couldn't hold up on his swing, so once again, Reed gets Rowland, strikes him out for the 2nd time in this ball game. Phillies go quietly here in the 5th. And after 4.5 innings of play, it's 3-0 Mets.
This is revolting.
What's the matter?
They're paying him for this.
Yeah, I think he's good.
Good? You can't even say the name of the product.
He can say it.
What are you talking about?
He's got a thick accent, you know,
Accent?
almost like European.
Hey, Ferret, let me hear you say Bud, nice and clear.
It sounded like Bud.
No, it sounded like...
I think your hearing's going, Louie.
Oh, right. Hey, Ferret, could you lay a little wise on us?
Smooth, like a pro.
Absolutely. What was I thinking?
A transmission problem. It's not what you'd wanted, but when your local AMCO dealer fixes it, he can back it coast to coast with the best warranty and coverage in the business. 1 year unlimited mileage, 3-year 50,000 mile, or lifetime.
So what does the offer of an AMCO lifetime warranty mean? It means the experts at AMCO stand behind their work. Not just for today, but for as long as you own your car.
Call 1-800-GO-AMCO, AA-MCO.
And whoever said less is more? Hey, more is more.
You get more for the money. A lot more for it, honey. We get more for the money, 'cause
enjoyment, to say the least.
Yeah, the weather's been terrible, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Inclement weather here in New York as Matt Franco steps in. 1-0 on Franco, who's batting .220, and in this game, he singled his first time up.
Hey, well, when these guys said there's going to be a window, it's going to be a window. Bottom of the 5th inning, they said about 3:30.
Ground ball in the hole. Rolling with good range and a strong throw. 1 down.
It's only rained a little bit since the game started, and that was in the 2nd inning. And right now, no rain falling. Mets would like to rain some hits down against Curt Schilling, though, trailing 3-0.
The shortstop.
Oh, Scott Rowland is acrobatic. Sometimes far more acrobatic than that. The quickness there is what's impressive. Getting up quickly, getting the throw off. Boy, did he ever make a doozy yesterday.
He's got excellent range for a third baseman. Luis Lopez, who's the shortstop, fouls the pitch off. 0-1 on Lopez.
Well, the regular shortstop, Ray Ordonez, knows all about taking base hits away in spectacular fashion. So yesterday, with Ordonez hitting, Scott Rowland said, "Not on my watch." And from his knees, watch the pick now by Bronya. Boy, that's a great play at both ends. The dive, that's terrific. The throw from his knees, that's special. And so is the pick by Rico.
More glamorous to dive, but you're right, Howie. That pick was special. Lopez swings and misses. 0-2. Scott Rowland. No ceiling on his future. Ray Ordonez has taken a few hits away from the hitters in the National League. Lopez takes down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Scott Rowland's about 6'5", 225 pounds. He's agile, he's quick, he's fast. There's a difference between quickness for an infielder and being fast. He's got it all. And there's a looper in the right center field. So Lopez picking up a single, and for Lopez, his first hit of the ball game.
So he's 4 for 5 now in his career against Curt Schilling. Rick Reed will bat and probably bunt, because last time Reed came up, he had a runner on first base, 1 out. That time it was Matt Franco, and he bunted him over. So see if Cookie Rojas is telling him to do the same thing here.
Gray was telling me the other day when he managed the Kansas City Royals, he wanted to hire Cookie Rojas as one of his coaches. Of course, they were teammates in Kansas City. As you look at the defense for Reed, he swings away. 0-1. Reed is batting .273.
I wonder if part of that has to do with Bobby Valentine having had Reed bunt the first time and then figuring the Phillies will expect the bunt, perhaps move the infield a little bit. Certainly the third baseman, Rowland, was moving in towards Reed and hoped that he could find a hole by swinging away.
Squares the bunt, takes strike 2, so it's 0-2 on Rick Reed, facing a real good fastball pitcher.
That time they were charging from both corners. And we'll see if the 2-strike bunt is on.
Reed will be followed by Roger Cedeno. Again, a look at the defense. And Reed bunts the ball to first base. Bronya flips to Jordan, who's covering. It's a sacrifice, and Lopez moves to second.
A good job by Rick Reed to get it down to 2 outs.
So Rick Reed back in the dugout after sacrificing Lopez to second base, and Roger Cedeno will be the batter. Cedeno has struck out twice in this game. He's only batted twice. Congratulations for Reed and his teammates. 1-0 now on Cedeno. Mets need runs. They trail 3-zip here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lieberthal out to talk to Schilling. You know what? Matt Loughlin should do a feature on who is the best coach, manager, or player in reading lips. Because look at Schilling.
How are you going to read those?
I know, but I mean, why are players so concerned? Is it that easy to read lips?
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
1-0 now on Cedeno. Cedeno batting .333 so far today. He's come up empty. And he checks his swing. Arias makes the play and quickly gets it to first base. They get Cedeno, and the Mets strand Lopez on second base. They fail to score. After 5 complete here at Shea, it's 3-zip Phillies.
Taxi! Stop! Hey, somebody call 911! Hey, is this your truck?
Yeah.
Come on. Get a Toyota Tacoma 4x4. You can't get a more powerful V6, and with up to $1,300 in option package discounts, it's a steal. So's the Tacoma 4x2, rated best overall value of the year.
You okay?
I'm good, but officer, is that your car?
Yeah.
Come on.
I like New York in June.
It's the one day a year when time stands still and the horses run faster than ever.
Here's the wire! It's so close to home!
The Belmont Stakes. Saturday, June 5th at Belmont Park. The Triple Crown contender Charismatic is going to be there.
How about you? Having like a tremendous machine!
Show in the AM. Fox Sports News this morning. Chris Myers and Steve Lyons bring you more plays, saves, checks, and wrecks than most shows give you in an hour.
The early bird gets the worm.
Catch Fox Sports News this morning at 6.
New York Mets baseball is brought to you in part by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, official beer of Major League Baseball. This Bud's for you.
Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York. The Phillies and the Mets have played 5 innings on this afternoon of overcast skies.
Yeah, that means it's an official game now.
Some of the fans here. Rico Bronya steps in and takes inside from Rick Reed, ball 1. Bronya batting .256. There's the score, 3-zip Philly. Bronya with a single in his game, tried to stretch it into a double back in the 2nd inning, and it took an outstanding play from Cedeno to Lopez to get Bronya at second base. Bronya also flied out in this game, so he's 1 for 2. And he takes a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Bronya. Rick Reed on the mound for the Mets. If you just tuned in, we have Curt Schilling on the mound for the Phillies, and Bronya pulls the ball hard but foul. So it's 1 and 2 on the Philly first baseman. He'll be followed by Ron Gant. Pulled to the right side. Easy play for Oleron as he flips to Reed, and that's 1 down here in the 6th.
Well, our Jeep game summary, largely Philadelphia. Curt Schilling's been solid through 5 innings. Glanville and Rowland getting them started in the 3rd. Lieberthal made it 3-0 in the 4th. And Rick Reed now with the first out in the 6th inning, having gone 5 1/3.
So 1 man gone here in the 6th. Ron Gant, who flied to right and doubled to right, will bat. Curt Schilling so far has been in complete control of this game. Mets have yet to score a run off him, and he's allowed 5 hits. He's going after his 8th victory of the season, and his teammate Ron Gant takes a strike. So it's 0-1 on Gant. Ron Gant will be followed by Bobby Abreu. Gant is 5 for 5 in stolen bases this year. Takes a pitch on the corner, 0-2 on Gant.
He doesn't run nearly as much as he used to. That leg injury he suffered on that dirt bike several years ago, part of the reason. But he's had 13 straight stolen bases over the last 2 years combined, including the 5 out of 5 this year.
See if they hook him. Good fastball hitter. They're going outside. Fastball misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Piazza flashing signs to Rick Reed. And the 1-2 pitch. Ball is popped up. It was a very hittable pitch for Gant. Olerud calling for it. He's called off by Alfonso. 2 down. He said, "You're in my territory. Get out of the way."
Right fielder, Bobby Abreu.
So 2 men are down here in the top of the 6th. And Bobby Abreu will be the batter. Abreu single to right field in the 2nd inning and was caught stealing a perfect throw from Mike Piazza. So Louis Lopez got him. Then he grounded out to short in the 4th. Breaking ball misses down low, ball 1. On the scoreboard today, the Cubs beat the Atlanta Braves 5-1. So far this year, the Cubs have been handling the Braves. Abreu puts it way up in the air. It's playable from McRae out there in left center field. And he makes the grab for out number 3. So here in the 6th, the Phillies go quietly after 5.5 here at Shea. It's 3-zip for the Phillies.
Because of today's... I've worked here a year, and I'd like to ask for a...
Title? You got it. Congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
Actually, I was thinking...
New business cards? Plus those little paper pads with your name on it.
This is great. Though what I had in mind...
Company golf pad.
Sorry?
Get what you really want. Cash.
Oh, yeah.
Play New York Lottery's yearly raise instant game. Win 25 grand this year, next year, for 10 years.
I feel that I've earned...
The key to the executive washroom.
Life is a journey. A drive through Main Street America. A cruise down the interstate. And around every turn, there's Chevrolet. Like Cavalier Coupe. Lease one now with automatic transmission, air conditioning, and anti-lock brakes for only $199 a month. And just $199 due at lease signing. Cavalier Coupe. Lease one now for only $199 a month. See your Chevrolet dealer today.
Shoot Digital. Buy any Sony camcorder, $499 and up, and get 6 months free financing with your Sony Preferred card.
I could be the next Spielman.
Get digital at the Wiz.
Hey, Mets fans, Pepsi invites you to show up at Shea on Fridays for free admission to the Pepsi picnic area. The first 800 fans with a Pepsi can or bottle will be admitted to the Pepsi picnic area at Shea Stadium for free. Have a great night with your friends and family and enjoy the game from the left field bleachers. The Friday night action continues on May 28th as the Mets take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. So bring a Pepsi and show up at Shea for free. Friday, July 9th, not included.
Last of the 6th inning here at Shea Stadium, which means the Coors Light Silver Bullet 6th, and the Mets will be hitting for Mary Gauchis. And so if the Met homers this inning, Mary gets dinner for 2 at Bryant Park Grill. Good luck, Mary.
And Mary, you've got Edgardo Alfonso, John Olerud, and Mike Piazza. But you also got Curt Schilling on the mound. So far, he's been the equalizer. Mets trailing 3-0. Schilling's first pitch to Alfonso. Up high, ball 1. Alfonso in this ball game walked and struck out. Curt Schilling has allowed 5 Met hits. The Phils have 7 off Rick Reed. Alfonso takes the ball, so it's 2-0 on the Mets second baseman. And a 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Talked about it earlier, Howie, how the Phillies have been staying away from it. Alfonso, middle of the plate out, but Schilling is going inside. And they go away, and what's he do with it? A base hit to right field. He's guy's got to be one of the best opposite field hitters in the National League.
That ball had some bite to it, too. I mean, that was a hard slider from Curt Schilling that was busted away from Alfonso. And Alfonso, with a quick bat, is still able to smash it into right field. Now watch the pitch. I mean, this is a slider. Hard-breaking action away, down and away. And Alfonso stays right on it and hits it well.
That's a nasty pitch. He hits into right field. I'm surprised teams don't test Alfonso inside a lot. Although he can get around. He'll look inside. He'll do some damage in left field. Olerud gets jammed. The ball is going to drop in the right field, base hit. So the Mets have their first two runner base, or I should say the first two hitters on here in the 6th inning. It'll bring to the plate Mike Piazza.
And somewhere in the New York area, a young lady by the name of Mary Gauchus is standing and probably about to start pacing nervously. There could be dinner on the line here. John Olerud loops one into short right field. The ball also in a bit on Olerud, but he got the bat out on it. And so now the Mets bring the tying run to the plate.
So Olerud's on first, Alfonso on second. Mary is watching the game with her fingers crossed. Piazza's the batter. 2 home runs career-wise off Curt Schilling. Oh, he just missed it. High fastball. Piazza fouling it back.
Remember Mike's frustration, too, after his last at-bat. Right here, Schilling challenges him with a heater up and in, and Piazza fouls it off.
In his last at-bat, I believe it was a slider that was up in the strike zone, and Mike was a little bit late, got underneath, and hit a fly ball to right field. So it's Piazza against Schilling, 2 of the best in the game. And he hits the ball hard, but Glanville's there. 1 down.
Well, that won't help Mike Piazza's frustration level any, because this one he hits hard right at the center fielder Glanville. He went down to get it and made real good contact. The ball right to Doug Glanville, the center fielder. Alfonso is about 2/3 of the way down to third base before he had to hustle back.
He's not happy. It's interesting to look at the expression on a hitter like Piazza's face and Olerud when they swing that bat and make contact. We saw Olerud earlier in the game. I think it was his second at bat. Hit a ball to left field on the outside part of the plate. And right there, the expression on Piazza's face when he was coming through the hitting zone with his bat. Robin Ventura, 1 ball, no strike count. Ventura with 37 RBIs this year. Facing Schilling with Olerud on first and Alfonso on second. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Runners. Olerud. Alfonso. The batter, Ventura. The score, 3-zip Phillies. Ventura will be followed by Brian McRae. 1-1 pitch. Taken outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Let's head for Pittsburgh after this afternoon's game, which is going to turn into tonight's game. It's 5:19. They take on those Pirates from Pittsburgh Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. Catch all the action right here on Fox Sports Net New York.
You might have just hit on a key, Fran, because the Phillies are proud of pointing out in their game notes that they are now 11-1 in day games. This becomes a night game. That could change a few things. And the count now 3-1 as Schilling missed with that fastball down and away.
I think in the rule book, after 5 o'clock, becomes a night game.
5:19 now.
3-1 on Ventura. He fouls it off. So tomorrow in Pittsburgh, we have the Pirates and the Mets.
We'll have it for you right here on Fox Sports Net New York. Geico Mets on deck starts it off at 6:30. Still technically and officially undecided as to the Mets starter. Alan Watson was loosening up before and had the thought that he would face Francisco Cordova. But tune in at 7.
3-2 2 on Ventura. Will the runners be running? No, they hold their ground. Fly ball, left field. Gant coming in. Arias going out. And Gant makes the grab. 2 down.
The center fielder, Brian McCray.
So Schilling allowed runners, first 2 batters, Alfonso, then Olerud.
Robin Ventura lifting it in the air, not getting the runners over, not bringing anybody around, and Robin a little frustrated after having brought plenty of guys around during the Milwaukee doubleheader. 2 grand slams right here. He leaves 2 aboard.
We saw Piazza in yesterday's game take his bat and hit it on the ground, broke it in half. So Robin Ventura now talking about that at bat with Todd Pratt. Time is called.
Sorry, Frank. Curt Schilling was not exactly a sight totally unseen to Robin Ventura going back to Schilling's days in the American League with the Baltimore Orioles. Robin had 2 at-bats against him before today's game.
Brian McCray with 2 at-bats in this game against Schilling. Takes down low ball 1. In his first at-bat, he hit a bullet right back at Schilling and hit him off the back of his shoulder, the right shoulder. Then he grounded to second base in the 4th. He's starting to hit the ball a lot better than he did in the month of April. Down low, 2-0.
Well, you can't hit the ball any better than McCray did here with 2 outs, nobody on in the second inning. Right back at Schilling off the right shoulder. Schilling's first concern was where was the ball. Terry Francona, the manager, seeing that, and the trainer were out to the mound in an instant to check on Schilling, and basically Curt just waved him back.
Now it's 2-0 on McCray. Will be followed by Matt Franco. The splitter on the outside part of the plate, 2-1. Probably decided to throw that splitter as you look at Matt Franco because of that first at bat when he took that line drive off his back. Mets trailing 3-zip. Schilling's been in control. He's after his 8th victory of the season. He's absorbed only 1 loss. 2-1 pitch, fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. After the trip to Pittsburgh, Mets return home. They have a day off on Thursday. Then they'll be back at it on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's against the Diamondbacks. The Cincinnati Reds come into town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A lot of good baseball to be played here at Shea Stadium. And a 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Good pitch from Schilling to get McCray with runners on first and second. So the Mets fail to score here in their half of the 6th inning. We go to the top of the 7th. It's Phillies 3, Mets zip.
There are a million things in your life, and they're all important to you. But you don't need to go to a million places to find insurance to cover everything. At Rhodes Agency in Hawthorne, we'll do the shopping for you and find the best coverage at the best price. We are a state-of-the-art, full-line independent insurance agency that can offer any insurance you may need, whether it be personal, auto, health and life, or business. You're busy taking care of your life. Let us take care of your insurance.
Ramapo Discount Tire Centers, the area's #1 name for discount tires and complete automotive care. Ramapo Discount Tire Centers. Choose from the best names in quality tires at what else but discounted prices. Ramapo Discount Tire Centers. Every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Oil change and filter only 99 cents. Ramapo Discount Tire Centers. ASE certified technicians that use the latest technology to get your car or truck on the road fast. Don't just watch and listen. Make the call and save today. 1-800-NEW-TIRE or visit Ramapo Discount Tire Centers nearest you today.
Summer is almost here. It's time to get the in-ground pool you've always dreamed about. Make the right choice with Pumped-In Pool Depot. Imagine a pool of beauty and distinction in your own backyard. Let us show you how to get what you want with no hidden surprises. We'll work with you from concept to completion. No subcontractors are ever used. Our designs are stylish, our materials state-of-the-art. Make an investment you can be proud of with Pumped-In Pool Depot, where it's the little things that make the difference.
On the next edition of Going Deep, Chris Myers goes inside with the new Sultan of SWAT, St. Louis slugger Mark McGwire. Then we take you to the front lines for a closer look at the Club Wars. Going Deep, tonight at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
And Kim.
Coming up tonight at 10:30 on MSG, tune in for the full half-hour edition of MSG Sports Desk with host Bill Daughtry. Later, keep informed on the national sports scene with Fox Sports News tonight at midnight on MSG Network. It's more than just a game.
And Mike Lieberthal will lead it off for the Phillies here in the 7th. And now back with play-by-play, Howie Rose.
All right, Fran, thank you. Rick Reed has allowed 3 runs on 7 hits. The Mets no runs on 7 hits. And Lieberthal, going after the first pitch, fouls it back. Lieberthal drove in the 3rd Philadelphia run with a 1-out double in the 4th inning, which scored Ron Gant. So Lieberthal now with 32 runs batted in on the year. And Reed delivers 0-1. Line towards right center. That'll be in there. Cedeno slips trying to cut it off, so Lieberthal's going to get at least to second. McRae plays the ball back in, and Lieberthal holds on with a leadoff double.
Well, he's really developing into quite a major league hitter. And during the month of May, Mike Lieberthal is batting .400, 5th best in the National League, and he has hit 8 home runs, 2nd in the league to Sammy Sosa. And here he hits the ball hard in the right center field and picks up a double. Lieberthal using the whole field.
So the Phillies now with 8 hits in the ball game, 3 of them doubles, 2 by Lieberthal, 1 by Gant, and Alex Arias 1 out of 2, singled and scored a run in the 3rd inning. Piazza wants it away, and it comes back over the outside corner. Strike 1. Alex Arias, as a pinch hitter, we talked about his exploits, had hits his first 6 pinch hit chances this year. Reed trying to keep the Phillies off the board here in the 7th. Chopper to the right side. That'll get the runner over as Alfonso throws Arias out. 1 gone. Lieberthal to 3rd, and the pitcher Curt Schilling will hit.
Vukovic talking to Lieberthal whether or not he will be breaking on contact.
Now, with the suicide squeeze, is it mandated generally that the third base coach check in verbally with the runner to make sure there's no mix-up?
Well, they usually do. They usually have a sign. I mean, it can be a wacky sign, but they would have a verbal sign. But the key is to get the return sign from the hitter that I got your sign, and I know it's the squeeze. The other thing is, you know, with the pitcher up, he's not going to take those big rips.
The infield creeps up. And the pitch taken for a strike.
He's not going to take the big rip, and you know it's a situation where you figure he's not going to be very aggressive. And if he makes contact, you tell the runner, "I want you to break on contact," or the opposite. You're not breaking on contact. You're going to hold your ground, make sure the ball goes through.
Vukovic wants to make sure Lieberthal knows what's up. 0-1 to the batter, Curt Schilling. So the Mets with the infield in, trailing 3-0. And Reed throws in behind the runner. Arias getting back.
Big thing.
Lieberthal, pardon me.
Big thing when you're a runner on third base, you can't take a big lead if the third baseman's close to the bag and the pitcher's in a set position, because he can always step and throw to third base. If the third baseman's off the bag, then you can take a bigger lead.
Swing and a foul tip, 0-2.
And even if they had told Lieberthal break on contact, they'd have to take that sign off because Ventura's too close to third base as you look at our in-game box score.
Everybody but Jordan and Schilling with base hits in the Phillies lineup.
And Vukovic is whispering again to Lieberthal at third base.
They stay up on 0-2, and Reed misses with a fastball. Now, we've talked about the answer, which is whatever Schilling does to tell the third base coach that he has the signs. Is it only in squeeze situations that a hitter has to answer the coach?
Pretty much. And I'll tell you, you got to be careful. You don't want to use an answer with some motion that you usually make, whether it's looking at the catcher.
To the right side, Alfonso looks the runner back. That's why you play the infield in to hold that runner at third on a ground ball.
And the way Ventura was faking the third base, he kept Lieberthal very close to third. So even if they had the break on contact motion on, they would take it off because Ventura was so close to third. Lieberthal, you see where Vukovic brought that leg up like we're concerned about him going to third base. Here it is again. Schilling hitting the ball to second base. Lieberthal, see how close Lieberthal is to third? Couldn't break on contact. if he wanted to. And that's because Ventura was close to the bag and Reed was pitching from the set position.
So Schilling back to the dugout, 2 men away. Lieberthal still at third, and Doug Glanville will hit. Glanville drove in a run with a third-inning single. So Glanville now 24 runs batted in, more than any other leadoff man in the National League. Infield setback, and the first pitch taken for a strike, 0-1.
Got to be very careful with Glanville. He's batting .325. He's using the whole field. He's even a better hitter this year now than he was last year. He doesn't overswing.
Lieberthal short lead at third. Reed comes home, hits the outside corner, 0-2.
Although the man on deck is a good pinch hitter, I'd rather pitch to Jordan. Here's the pitch that Reed has been featuring on his menu all day. It's tough to handle when he gets it there. If it got the plate, it got the corner of the plate.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Reed deals right back up the middle. Diving stop. Lopez, no play at first base. The only thing Lopez thought he could do was give Alfonso a chance, but there was no way they were going to get the speedy Glanville regardless. And the Phillies take a 4-0 lead on the infield hit.
And again, Glanville put the ball in play. And with his speed, you're not going to throw him out. If Lopez fields that ball cleanly, it's going to be a bang-bang play at first base. But watch Glanville now taking a good pitch up the middle. They got a called strike on a pitch on the corner. That one there, Glanville hit it right back up the middle on a nice play by Lopez. Lopez flipping to Alfonso, who could not get Glanville at first base. Outstanding stop by Lopez. But Glanville with the RBI on the infield hit.
So 4-0 Philadelphia, and you have to watch Glanville at first. Pitch taken for a strike by Kevin Jordan. Glanville doesn't run as much as you would figure that a guy with his speed would, but he's 9 out of 9 in stolen base possibilities and chances this year.
But Glanville with his speed, if he's more aggressive and as successful as they check him, he will put fear into the heart of the defense. Right now, he doesn't do it. He picks his spots when he's going to steal a base. But if he was really aggressive, you put the defense really on their heels. They're nervous. They're anxious when you get speed on the bases like that.
Fisted to Alfonso at second, and the side retired, but the Phillies tack one on. Leadoff double by Lieberthal, 2-out single by Glanville. Time to stretch here at Shea. Philadelphia with a 4-0 lead.
Sit down, kid. To make it here at OmniPoint, remember this. With custom-tailored wireless, the customers get what they want. Now repeat after me. They can get any phone.
They can get any phone.
Get any minute plan.
Get any minute plan.
Get free features.
Get free features.
Very good. Here's a cracker.
Get an Ericsson digital PCS phone for just $49.
You may notice that my lips aren't moving. Not having me actually on stage saves a lot of money, which is being passed along in the form of a dandy Dodge Durango lease rate. Just $365 a month for a handsomely equipped 4x4 Durango, with the best cargo room, passenger room, and power in its class. Dodge Durango. Unlike me, it really moves.
This year, visit a peaceful land of maritime history, ancient civilizations, quiet beaches, and, oh yes, America's first theme park.
So many of the best family destinations in the world are right here in Connecticut.
And you thought Connecticut was just for grown-ups.
Call 1-800-CT-BOUND for your free Connecticut vacation guide.
Hi, I'm former Mets catcher Rick Cerrone. When I want to keep up with the Mets, I use New Jersey Online at NJ.com for total Mets coverage. You should too.
Second and
Last of the 7th inning, Curt Schilling with a 4-0 lead and a new second baseman as David Doster takes over from Kevin Jordan.
Well, Curt Schilling on his way. If things remain the same, he'll pick up his 8th victory of the season. He'll be 8-1. And we talked about how outspoken he's been concerning the Phillies management. Although the Phillies are winning. he's saying we got to help the club.
They're 3 games over 500 at this point with a 4-0 lead in the game. Matt Franco swings and misses, 0-1.
They've got a pretty good ball club when you look around their infield and outfield. They get Brony at first, good solid player. Rolling at third.
Matt Franco pops it up to the left side. Could be playable for Roland, and it is.
Well, Schilling still throwing hard, and for a moment we thought he might have hurt his arm, but he's back out on the field and throwing that good fastball as he goes into the dugout. He grabs his left arm. Now that, you know what, he's 8-1. That's why the trainer was over cleaning off his spikes. If you're 0-8, you're on your own. They hand you the tongue depressor. And then they ask you to clean theirs while you're at it.
Luis Lopez takes on the outside corner from Schilling. No balls, 1 strike.
Your standing in the pecking order it's very important to take a look at your production in the field.
Doesn't matter what kind of guy you are.
No.
0-2 now.
You don't have to be Dale Carnegie unless you can hit.
And by all scouting reports, Dale Carnegie couldn't. You've never seen his name in a New York Life in-game box after all?
No, you have not. It's Olerud, like Dale Carnegie, gets along with everybody. 2 for 3. Alfonso, 1 for 2.
Mets with 7 hits. And Lopez called out on strikes. 6th strikeout for Curt Schilling, and the 2nd time that he's nailed Lopez looking. So 2 quickly away here in the 7th.
Well, Schilling very aggressive, and he's extremely important when you're aggressive like that to throw strikes, and he does. He's got a good live arm, about 33 years old, and he's been very important to this Philly ball club. And here's a very good friend of his, by the way, Todd Pratt.
That's right. Pratt caught Schilling in Philadelphia. Pratt was part of that '93 team, which went to the World Series. In fact, Schilling 4-0 in 7 starts when Todd Pratt has been his catcher.
Last year when the Phillies, you know what? Friendships are always left in the clubhouse.
Tell me that wasn't the hardest ball he's thrown all day. Holy smokes.
They probably have talked about this. If I face you, I'm going to get you. You can't throw that fastball by me.
Todd's geared up for another one, I'll bet. No balls, 1 strike. And he gets one, but it's off the plate inside.
Last year, I remember Schilling around the batting cage talking to some Mets. This was right after spring training when Todd Pratt was sent to the minor leagues. And he had said that they had conversations when Todd was in AAA. Pratt and Schilling, very good friends. This is for bragging rights right here.
The 1-1 popped up. The right side of the infield, the second baseman Doster puts it away, and the side retired. So Schilling has retired the last 6 Mets to face him as he pops Pratt up. We go to the 8th, 4-0, Phil.
Investors who expect value love Waterhouse Web Broker, where you can trade up to 5,000 shares for a low flat rate of only $12 for all equity orders, market or limit, listed or NASDAQ. You'll also receive free real-time quotes and charts, free online investment information, including S&P stock reports, Zacks earnings estimates, and Morningstar mutual fund performance data. In addition, you automatically receive a free asset management account, all for just $12 per trade. So visit one of our more than 160 branch offices nationwide, or call this number now. You'll also receive our free Investor's Guide to Online Investing. Waterhouse Securities, where investors who expect value feel right at home.
You know, we took a fresh look at truck guys and found out, hey, Truck guys have actual friends, and they have families. They're not the lonesome cowboys that we used to think they were. Truckers have friends. We need doors for the friends. The idea of putting 4 real doors on a compact pickup is really a no-brainer. I mean, our brain just got there first.
Tomorrow night, Robin Ventura and the Mets look to hammer Pittsburgh's pitching staff when New York invades the Steel City. The Mets visit the Pirates tomorrow at 7 on Fox Sports Net New York.
New York Mets baseball is brought to you in part by Omnipoint, the exclusive wireless carrier of the New York Mets. So the Philadelphia Philly flag flying high this afternoon here at Shea Stadium.
Boy, what a history the Phillies have in Major League Baseball. They started off as a team from Massachusetts, Worcester, Massachusetts. They ended up relocating to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and they've been there a long time.
Only one world championship for the Phillies. It came in 1980.
They've had some great players over the years in that organization. As you look at Rigo Beltran. Beltran, 22 strikeouts in 18 innings.
He'll go against Scott Rowland, Rico Brogna, and Ron Gant in the 8th inning. 4-0 Phils. This is the rubber game of a 3-game series. The Mets took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies last weekend down at the Vet. And the Phillies trying to return the favor this afternoon.
This is the 300th game between the Mets and the Phillies here at Shea Stadium. The most games that the Mets have played against any opposing team.
Breaking ball, 2-0.
The Phillies have won 152. The Mets 146. With one tie game.
I remember that tie vaguely, but it was a memorable pitching performance. I believe it was the next to last night of the I think it was 65 season. Was it Rob Gardner, I believe, pitched for the Mets, pitched about 15 scoreless innings going up against Curt Schilling of the Phillies. They called it a tie game. They had to play a doubleheader the next day, the final day of the season. I'd have to look that up to clarify, but I'm pretty sure Rob Gardner and Chris Short, the late Chris Short, passed away about 10 years ago, were the pitchers in that ball game. It's 2-2 here to Scott Rowland leading off the 8th inning.
We'll see if Beltran goes away from Rowland. They've been staying away from him throughout this whole game.
Matty Loughlin is instantly looking this thing up. That's just so he can smack me over the head if I'm wrong. Well, that's my guess, and I'm staying with it. That's my story. Rob Gardner and I think Chris Short, October of 65. Oh, thank you, Matty. A handshake. Rowland did not swing, and so that's ball 4. So Rigo Beltran walks the leadoff man here in the 8th inning. Yeah, the game went 18 innings, the only tie game between these teams. The longest 0-0 night game, in fact, in Major League history. October 2nd, 1965. Chris Short struck out 18 Mets in 15 innings of work, and Rob Gardner pitched 15 innings. That tied Al Jackson's one-game Met record for most innings pitched. 0-1 now to Rico Brogna. Rico a single and 3 trips today. And Beltran delivers. Line to center. McRae is there. And that'll send Rowland back to first. 1 man away. So 1 out, 1 on for Ron Gant. Rigo Beltran pitching now for the Mets, certainly on the bubble to some extent, pending anything further with any Mets pitchers. You know, we talked about Bobby Jones' problems, and Al Leiter's going to be shut down for about a week. Hopefully Jones will be back in real short order as well. But for Rigo Beltran, his crossroads could come as early as the middle of this week if Bobby Bonilla is activated from the disabled list and Bobby's feeling fine and ready to go. Then the Mets might go from 12 pitchers down to 11, and in all likelihood, Beltran would be the most vulnerable. Rowland running, Piazza's throw, a one-hopper.
Well, he's already thrown a bullet to second base, a perfect throw right there. He almost hit Beltran right in the forehead. Here's that throw from Mike Piazza. Rolling with good speed, good jump. See Piazza come out, and it's a low throw. Bounces right behind the pitcher's mound. If you're going to bounce it, you might as well bounce it there. You get the true hop to second base. You don't want to bounce it too close to the infield. But Roland can do it all.
So Gant 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the 4th inning, and now he asks for time as the Phillies have another man in scoring position. Mets will leave for Pittsburgh after this game, and the Philadelphia Phillies will head home. They've got the Expos coming in tomorrow night. Gant tried to hold his swing. The pitch a strike anyway. Montreal Expos were thumped at home today by Milwaukee 13-4. The good news for the Mets, as far as the scoreboard goes, the Cubs beat the Braves 5-1. Mets came in 2.5 behind first place Atlanta. And the Phillies just a game behind the Mets, so they'll both be within 2.5 if the Phillies win this one. Inside, good play by Piazza, 2 balls and a strike.
Mets are going to see a pretty good ball club Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this coming week in the Pirates. Well-kept secret in Pittsburgh. And here's that pitch to Ron Gant. Getting out of the way of that ball. Mike Piazza was able to scoop it. Never liked diving into a right-handed hitter.
And then Roland back.
You know, you dive in, for some reason you dive close to those hitters, you're very concerned. They swing the bat at a bad ball, you're going to see your head roll out to second base.
Again. Roland leading from second again. Boy, Rigo Beltran spending a lot of time down 4 runs here with the runner at second base. Scott Roland. Ron Gant just getting impatient. Beltran ready, delivers home, swing and a miss and a change. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In that game at Olympic Stadium between the Brewers and the Expos, Montreal led 4-1 going into the 8th inning. Milwaukee scored 12 runs in the last 2 innings. J.D. Smart gave up 7 of them in just a third of an inning.
Wonder how many fans were still at the Big O at the end of the game.
And another changeup.
Wonder how many fans were at the Big O at the beginning of the game.
So Ron Gant down on strikes, 2 men away.
Right fielder. And last pitch, you get Ron Gant. Gant, as we said, a good fastball hitter. And Beltran pulls the string, gets Gant way out in front. Good changeup. You can see with the center. Watch him way out in front. So Beltran with a good pitch to get Ron Gant. Bob Apodaca making his way out to talk to the southpaw. We're going to talk about Bobby Abreu,
who is a left-hand batter.
Abreu, although a left-handed batter, batting .358, 7 home runs and 21 RBIs.
Abreu has hit the left-handers extremely well. Just a little bit better than he's hit the right-handers on percentage. So the need for the discussion. Abreu, a .371 hitter against lefties, .353 against right-handers coming in.
Galen Cisco talking to Alex Arias. Looked like he was talking about Beltran. See, one of the things the press guide won't show you, if they didn't play against each other in the major leagues or play with each other in the major leagues, they might have played against each other in the minor leagues, maybe even college ball. You never know. And you know what? They have very good scouting reports.
So Abreu 1 for 3, singled in the second off of Reed. That's a strike. No balls, 1 strike to Bobby Abreu. That's trailing 4-0. We're in the 8th inning. This game was delayed a little less than 2 hours at the start because of rain. It got started about 3:30. The game scheduled to begin at 1:40. Outside with his fastball, 1-1. Mets, of course, lost one game to rain out earlier this week. That was on Wednesday. So they doubled up against the Milwaukee Brewers and swept them on Thursday. Mets made it 3 straight wins by winning the opener of this series, but the Phillies came back to win yesterday, and they lead here. 1-2 now to Abreu.
Throwing him a couple breaking balls to see if Beltran comes back with the same pitch.
And the 1-2 pitch fouled away. Philadelphia Phillies come back to Shea Stadium in September. Teams will play a weekend series here at Shea, the 17th, 18th, and 19th, and then the Mets go back down to the Vet the following weekend. And that'll be it for the season series between these division rivals. 1-2 pitch rolled to Ventura at third. And the side retired by the slimmest of margins. Abreu almost beat that out. Middle of the 8th inning, 4-0 Phillies.
Taxi! Stop! Hey, somebody call 911! Hey, is this your truck?
Yeah.
Come on. Get a Toyota Tacoma 4x4. You can't get a more powerful V6, and with up to $1,300 in option package discounts, it's a steal. So's the Tacoma 4x2, rated best overall value of the year.
You okay?
I'm good, but officer, is that your car?
Yeah.
Come on.
Shoot digital.
It's up in there! It's flying out of the field! It's incredible!
Get a Sony Digital 8 camcorder 20 times zoom, 360 times digital zoom with active matrix LCD screen for just $999. How about a Sony 8mm with night shot capability, a digital steal at $499?
This thing is so cool I can make full-length motion pictures. I could be the next Spielman.
Get free financing for 6 months with your Sony Preferred card. Get digital at the Wiz.
Now, I know these reports aren't stable to collated, but perhaps I can distract you with this nutcracker.
A nutcracker, eh? Well, I do like nuts.
If business were that easy, you wouldn't need us. Update your office technology with MCS Canon.
The Mets and Newsday present International Week 1999. The party starts with Budweiser's Hispanic Night, featuring a post-game concert. Saturday is Irish Night. Adults get a green Mets cap plus a post-game concert by Black 47. Sunday is Jewish Heritage Day, with pregame music and kosher food stands. On Monday, the Mets salute the Asian community. Tuesday is African American Night, and Wednesday is Italian Night. For tickets, call 718-507-TIXX.
Well, the Mets went after Curt Schilling early. Brian McRae nailed him, but Schilling would get right back on track. Meantime, Rick Reed started for New York, although he got Schilling at one point. The Phillies did put together 9 hits against him, scoring 4 runs. As you look at our Tri-State Consumer Auto Insurance game summary, Schilling working on the shutout. Mike Lieberthal helping him out. John Olerud extending his hitting streak. And although the Phillies have delivered with runners in scoring position, to this point the Mets have not. But they go back to the top of their order here in the 8th inning. Roger Cedeno looking to bunt his way on. Rowland was in awfully tight. And it's strike one. As even Rowland coming in quickly from a tight defensive position did not intimidate Roger Cedeno.
That'd be a pretty good battle, a good bunt by Cedeno, and see if Rowland could throw him out. And we saw Cedeno at the Vet in Philadelphia 0-2. When Rowland bounced back, he bunted the ball. Here's that last bunt. It just rolled foul. He'd had his work cut out for him to throw him out. Rowland is a real strong throwing arm. You see Rowland on the grass. Now, Cedeno can hit the ball hard that way.
No balls, 2 strikes to Roger Cedeno.
We'll see if Rowland learned his lesson at the Vet in Philadelphia. He's not going to go back too far on Cedeno with 2 strikes. He's still pretty much near the grass. Rowland's saying, if memory serves me well, I recall So he's on the grass.
Fouled off. Hey, speaking of memory, serving us, our pal and colleague Ralph Kiner, who will join us next weekend, just called to tell us that Ralph and Bob Murphy did that whole television and radio package of the 18-inning game we were talking about because Lindsey Nelson, the game was on a Saturday, Lindsey Nelson was off doing football. So for 18 innings, they each worked alone, one on radio, one on television. On the inside corner, Cedeno down on strikes. That's 7 strikeouts for Curt Schilling.
And a Bud quote book on Curt Schilling. Good to hear from Ralph. We're going to see Ralph next weekend here in New York. I haven't seen any signs committed to helping us win a ball game. If it's July and we stink and I'm healthy, I'm going somewhere.
Well, got a contract,
the problem is if you stink, I mean, aren't you contributing to the smell?
Well, he really disassociates himself from that, doesn't he? In fact, Ed Wade, the general manager, in response, called those comments self-serving on the part of Schilling. And frankly, that's how they come off. I mean, the team's playing fairly well. They're a few games over 500. Schilling misses outside with his slider. 2 balls, no strikes.
But he backed off of this now. It seems like there's a truce, and he doesn't want to talk about it. So
he's got a contract. He can't simply say, trade me, and expect that they'll acquiesce to his wish. Alfonso pops it up to the right side. Rico Brony in foul territory. 2 men away.
By the way, we're talking about Ralph Kiner. I talked to his wife Diane today, and she's feeling great.
That's great news.
She's hoping to be back in New York with Ralph during the summer months.
We look forward to that, as we do, seeing Ralph again next weekend when the Arizona Diamondbacks come to Shea. How about that? 18 innings all by yourself. That's what they had to do with Lindsey Nelson off for football that next to last Saturday of the 65 season. John Olerud, who extended his hitting streak to 13 and has 2 hits in the game, fouls the first pitch back. So Schilling cruising now. He's retired the last 8 to face him. Olerud single in the 6th. The last hit and the last base runner by the Mets against Schilling.
Well, we talked about Schilling's ability to throw hard and to throw to location.
1 ball, 1 strike.
He's gone away from Olerud with 2 strikes, and Olerud hit the ball into left field.
So Olerud got time from home plate umpire Jeff Nelson. 364, that's 10 points better than his single-season Mets record, which he established last year. Inside, 2-1. Schilling walked Alfonso in the first inning. Alfonso was the second batter of the game. Schilling has not walked a batter since. And a bouncing ball. Doster, the second baseman, back on the grass. Throws out Olerud. 9 in a row for Schilling. The Mets go in order.
He's cruising.
The Phillies will cruise into the 9th, leading 4-0.
Westwood Chevrolet, America's oldest Chevy dealer, asks, what's the bottom line when buying a new car?
A really great selection. Low prices.
A great selection and low prices. Westwood Chevrolet has both. Choose from our huge inventory of new Blazers, Cavaliers, Malibus, and more, with the confidence of knowing you'll get more for less. Since 1914, Westwood Chevrolet, America's oldest Chevy dealer, has been answering the bottom line. Westwood Chevrolet, 39 Kinderkamack Road, Westwood.
Mom?
Yes, dear?
Is it true if you wish on a shooting star, your wish comes true?
It sure is.
Hi, sweetheart. Hope you and Mom are hungry. We're going to Hot Girl for dinner.
You're in for plenty of surprises when your family visits the Hot Grill. Discover great food and family fun. The Hot Grill on Lexington Avenue in Clifton. It's what you're wishing for.
George, you're breaking up. No! That's it. I'm getting Sprint PCS.
Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular. Available at Beyond Beepers at Paramus, Wayne, and East Hanover. Beyond Beepers, select, don't settle. From their large selection of pagers, prepaid calling cards, voicemail service, 800 numbers, and Sprint PCS digital technology. Beyond Beepers. Be sure to check out our latest promotion today. We're just a phone call away.
News this morning at 6. Tomorrow night, Robin Ventura and the Mets look to hammer Pittsburgh's pitching staff when New York invades the Steel City. The Mets visit the Pirates tomorrow at 7 on Fox Sports Net New York.
We're going to the 9th inning. Time to look at our Dodge drive of this game.
And it was Mike Lieberthal hitting Rick Reed's pitch over Matt Franco's head in left field. It was a double for the Philly catcher, and that's our Dodge drive of the game.
Lieberthal will lead off the 9th inning for the Phillies.
He also had a double in the right center field in this game. So you can have two cars.
Also grounded to short. 0-1 to the Phillies catcher, to be followed by Alex Arias and Curt Schilling. Rigo Beltran working his 2nd inning in relief of Rick Reed. To the shortstop, Lopez. And there's one out here in the Philadelphia 9th. Mets fans, Saturday, May 29th is Fox Sports Net New York Cap Day. All fans will take home the new Mets all-black cap courtesy of Fox Sports Net New York. For tickets, call 718-507-TIXX or visit their website at www.mets.com. Alex Arias 1 for 3, singled and scored in the 3rd, takes a strike from Beltran. Again, the Mets are officially undecided on their pitcher tomorrow night in Pittsburgh. Alan Watson had been the guy deemed most likely to take it. No balls, 2 strikes. Watson was basically on standby today in case they had to start this game and then stop it because of the rain and restart it too long after Rick Reed had departed for him to continue. 1-2 here to Arias. So Watson was up once in the bullpen. Still could very likely take the start tomorrow, but Jason Isringhausen, who was scheduled to start last night, did not make his start for Norfolk. He might be standing by as well, depending upon whether or not any roster moves need to be made based on Bobby Jones or Al Leiter. Fisted foul back behind the plate, but...
Well, when Dave Wallace and Jim Duquette went down to AAA to watch Jason Isringhausen pitch, they say he threw the ball very well.
But the Mets, understandably, are being very cautious here with Isringhausen. Remember, he didn't pitch last year, recovering from surgery, and so the idea has been to work him along slowly. The early results have been very, very encouraging. In a perfect world, they'd like him to stay down there at least half the season. Arias lifts it in the air, short right field. Cedeno coming on. 2 gone.
And Larry Anderson, one of the broadcasters with the Phillies.
That was the price for Jeff Bagwell.
Well, Larry,
a guy with an L on his head.
But Larry went on and helped the Red Sox.
Yes, he did.
And then Bagwell, of course, if he continues, will end up in Cooperstown.
The Boston Red Sox got that man, Larry Anderson, from the Houston Astros in exchange for a young prospect by the name of Jeff Bagwell. Curt Schilling fouls it back, 0-1. Larry Anderson's one of those, how come you drive on parkways and park on driveways guys. He's got a million of them. Like, how come sour cream has an expiration date? It's a pretty good point. 1-1 to Schilling.
Larry Anderson had a lot of years pitching in the major leagues. You spend a lot of time in that bullpen.
Yeah, you pick up a few things, don't you?
Yeah, insanity.
Well, we mentioned earlier, Curt Schilling, early in his career, was used almost exclusively in relief. The 1 year he was with the Astros, he was used completely as a relief pitcher. First year with Philly, started and relieved. Now one of the most dominant starting pitchers in all of baseball, working on a shutout, and another complete game here. He's already had 4. 1-2 with 2 outs. So Beltran strikes out Schilling. And now the Mets will see about coming back against Curt Schilling. Piazza, Ventura, and McRae, the scheduled hitters for the Mets. Last of the night coming up.
There's big news in the shipping business. Now there's a shipper that confirms your packages were received. A shipper that uses digital scanners, lets you check on delivery by phone or internet, and can save you up to 65% over 2-day services. Which one is it?
The U.S. Postal Service.
Introducing delivery confirmation for priority mail. So, now what's your priority?
Sit down, kid. To make it here at OmniPoint, remember this. With custom-tailored wireless, the customers get what they want. Now repeat after me. They can get any phone.
They can get any phone.
Get any minute plan.
Get any minute plan.
Get free features.
Get free features.
Very good. Here's a cracker.
Get an Ericsson Digital PCS phone for just $49.
To make a big impression, it helps to remember that the little things really aren't so little. Mohegan Sun.
Come, best place, bet.
Experience the difference of the Mohegan Sun way.
Fox Sports News comes your way later tonight on Fox Sports Net New York. Get the latest from the NBA playoffs, the Knicks won again, and the Stanley Cup playoffs, plus a full recap of Major League Baseball and much more, all on Fox Sports News coming up tonight at 10 here on Fox Sports Net New York.
And you'll hear about Curt Schilling. He's 3 outs away from throwing a complete game. Now, Curt Schilling has pitched complete games in each of his last 3 starts. If he throws one today, believe it or not, he will tie the longest streak of complete games by any National League pitcher in the 1990s. Greg Maddux had 4 straight complete games in 95. Schilling did it in 96, and the Dodgers' Carlos Perez did it last September.
So 4-0, Philadelphia. Mike Piazza takes ball 1. Piazza to be followed by Ventura and McRae.
Boy, the complete game, a lost art.
Well, the Phillies have 7 of them, 4 by Schilling. That's the most in baseball for either a team or a starter. And he's 3 outs away here. But he misses low and away. 2-0 now to Piazza. Mike 0 for 3 today.
Schilling is averaging 8 2/3 innings per start over the past 25 years. Only 3 National League pitchers have averaged 8 innings per start. Maddux, Soto, and Steve Carlton.
2-1 to Piazza. Mario Soto, outstanding right-hander of the Cincinnati Reds. Piazza grounded to third, flied to right, flied to center. And he wants time. And the 2-1 pitch on the outside corner. Perfect spot for Schilling's fastball. And the count 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch outside. So full to Piazza starting the home 9th with Philadelphia leading 4-0.
When Schilling was hitting, as you look at Robin Ventura on deck, he was having a conversation, looked like a very pleasant conversation with Mike Piazza. Now he's trying to strike him out.
Payoff pitch, line into center field for a base hit. And the Mets have the leadoff man on here in the 9th inning. So Piazza, who had been so hot until yesterday when he went 0 for 4, was 0 for 3 today, but a line drive single gets the Mets started here in the 9th inning.
Now, Terry Francona, if he has to get somebody up, he'll get them up, but he's going to be reluctant to bring in a relief pitcher. He's going to want Schilling on the mound because clearly he's his best pitcher. Even in the 9th inning, he's his best pitcher.
Robin Ventura has 1 for 3. Bronya playing behind Piazza. And Robin fouls it off, 0-1.
Managers will go to the bullpen only if they feel the man they're bringing in at that time is better than the pitcher they have on the mound.
High fly ball hit to right field. Abreu moving back to the fence. Leaps off the top of the wall and into the bullpen for a home run for Ventura. The shutout's gone and the lead's cut in half. It's 4-2 Phillies. Robin Ventura, home run number 9. He has 39 runs batted in.
Well, Schilling did what he had to do. He challenged Ventura, and Ventura took him over the wall in right field. Francona will stay with Schilling. They have somebody in the bullpen throwing, but Robin Ventura doing some damage here in the 9th inning with Piazza on first base. Hits the ball over the right field fence. I believe it hit off like the snow fence on the other side of the wall and then bounced into the bullpen.
0-1 to McRae. He has 1 for 3. And a grounder. The mound slowed it down, but Doster gets a nice hop. 1 away. So Schilling comes back to retire McRae.
Here's Ventura with that home run swing. We saw a couple grand slams this week, and this one's up. Fastball up. Please, Schilling. He's admired it. Abreu gets back to the wall, and it hits off the fence behind the wall and shoots into the bullpen. So Ventura with a home run, and he continues to drive in runs.
Started the day 6th in the National League with 37.
That was a great shot of Schilling watching that ball fly through the air. Abreu gave the impression he didn't think it was going to go out. It sounded too good not to go out.
Matt Franco takes ball 1. Franco singled and then grounded to third, fouled to third. One ball, 1 strike now to Matt. Ricky Henderson was originally planning on playing today, but with the wet grounds and his cranky knee, Bobby Valentine took him out of the lineup. Schilling misses with his slider. 2 balls, 1 strike to Franco. And Ricky, just in case he's needed, loosening up. 2-1 pitch. Foul back.
So Schilling continues to attack the mid-hitters. Continues to throw that fastball.
Home run Ventura hit was the 9th this year off of Schilling.
Well, this is a throwback to the 60s, I guess, when you put a pitcher on the mound and say, you're going to finish it. It's automatic with other managers. They go right to the bullpen in 8th and 9th inning.
Line drive into center field. A base hit for Franco. And the Mets will bring the tying run to the plate. So 1 out here in the 9th. 2 runs in. The Mets now have 10 hits off of Schilling.
And you can see Schilling's anxious now. He wants that ball. He doesn't want Francona going out to get him. Mike Lieberthal might have been sent out to talk to Schilling.
Now remember, the Phillies closer is Jeff Brantley, but he's just a week off the disabled list with a shoulder problem that still might need surgery. He worked yesterday, and Terry Francona feels he probably won't be able to use Brantley on consecutive days. So chances are Wayne Gomes would be the guy unless he wants to get daring with Brantley.
I'd let Schilling try and complete this ball game.
Yeah, I mean, that's if he needs to go to the bullpen. Who would his choice be? Would it be Gomes? Would it be Brantley?
His choice right now is Schilling. Schilling does not want to come out of the game.
Well, Gomes is the right-hander, and the left-hander is Jim Poole.
And when you're 7-1, you're afforded the luxury of calling your own shot in a situation like this.
So Luis Lopez will be the batter. The Mets do not have any left-handed bats available on the bench as pinch hitters. Lopez checks his swing, 0-1.
Schilling goes right back after the hitters.
Mets have Henderson, Agbayani, Ordonez, and Allensworth available. And the 0-1 pitch. Foul, left field line. Gant over for a look, but it's well back. And quickly, Schilling, who has struck Lopez out looking twice, ahead of him, no balls, 2 strikes. Got Louis in the 3rd and the 7th. In between, Lopez singled in the 5th. So the Mets down 4 going to the 9th inning. Piazza singled, Ventura homered. And with 1 out, Matt Franco's base hit means the Mets have the tying run at the plate. The 0-2 to Louis. Just missed.
Schilling's been getting that call this afternoon where he runs that fastball off the front part of the plate, away from the hitter.
And the 1-2 on the way and hit him.
That's a big break for the Mets. He had Lopez on the ropes, and he hits Lopez with a fastball. Now there's concern.
Now the tying runs are on, and the potential winning run will come to the plate.
Galen Cisco talking to Terry Francona, and he had Lopez where he wanted him, and he gets him with the fastball. Lopez diving in, can't get out of the way. Francona going out to talk to Schilling, but that jog that he's got right there, it's a confident you're staying in the game jog. He's going to go out and talk to Schilling, who I don't know if he'll be able to hear him because Schilling keeps covering his mouth.
Well, that was the first batter that Curt Schilling has hit this year. So Francona just trying to buy Schilling some time, get him relaxed. Jermaine Allensworth, a right-hand batter. Again, all the Met hitters who are available to pinch hit are right-handed right now. And it'll be Allensworth to hit against Curt Schilling. So the tying runs aboard. Allensworth, if he can connect, would give the Mets some kind of dramatic win. He represents the winning run, and he's got 3 long balls this year. One coming, I believe, is a pinch hitter.
He should be getting fastballs. You see the runners on 1st and 2nd.
His pinch hit home run came in Arizona. So Franco now at second base. Lopez at first. Allensworth the batter. 1 ball, no strikes. Allensworth is hitting for the pitcher Rigo Beltran. And the Phillies do not expect Allensworth to be able to pull Schilling. You see Glanville in center, way around towards right center against the right-hand batter. And the 1-0. Through the hole for a base hit. Around third is Franco. He's coming home. Holding at second is Lopez. RBI single for Allensworth. It's 4-3 Philadelphia. And still only 1 out here in the 9th.
And a big decision for Terry Francona. You got Roger Cedeno, who hits much better from the left side of the plate coming up. If you can turn him around, he's further away from first base. He doesn't swing the bat as well, but Allensworth puts the ball between short and third, hits the ball hard, and a big base hit coming off the bench. No play for Rowland. He goes to set up as a cutoff man. It's now 4-3, and Allensworth delivers again.
So now we'll go back to the top of the lineup, and Roger Cedeno, the winning runs are now on base.
And Rowland way in on the grass, so this could be a break where Cedeno can slap it by Rowland.
That's a strike to Cedeno, who has struck out 3 times.
And Cedeno, much better hitter from the left side of the plate. And even if he taps the ball, they're going to have trouble throwing him out. But this is, I guess, the respect that Schilling deserves from his manager to leave him in the ball game.
Good speed out there. Lopez at second, Allensworth at first.
You're not going to double up Cedeno, especially from the left side of the plate, unless it's a freak thing where he hits a ball, bullet at somebody like Bronya. So Terry Francona going right down the line with his ace.
Line drive off of Schilling. The plate is second. That's 1. That's all they'll get. They're trying to get Lopez, and he just gets back. Luis Lopez, turning third, just did make it back, and that ball that was hit by Cedeno was ticketed for center field.
Excellent play by Schilling, but he goes to second. Here he knocks the ball down. That was a bullet. Now watch this. The throw to second base, and Arias throws behind the runner. Lopez at third. They almost get him. What a way that would have been to end this ball game. And this is too bad. This is a bullet that's knocked down by Schilling. You have to tip your cap to Schilling, who's already been hit by a line drive today. And the force at second and the throw behind the runner, and they almost doubled up Lopez. What a play by Schilling. He should be gun-shy after what has happened to him today with line drives. Boy, has he battled in this inning. Now watch Lopez round third, and the throw to Rowland, and he just gets back. Heads up play by Lopez, and a good try by Alex Arias, the shortstop. What an ending to this, but it's not over yet.
Well, here's your situation. 3 runs are in. Luis Lopez is the tying run at third. Roger Cedeno is at first base. He represents the winning run. Alfonso will hit. He's got 1 out of 3. And the rain, which had basically stayed away since the second inning, has started again.
You know, you really do have to tip your cap to Schilling, because their pitchers today are taught, you know, give us 7 good innings, we'll come out and get you, bring in the bullpen, where Schilling doesn't want to come out of this ball game. Terry Francona has gone out to the mound, and I'm sure Schilling told him, I feel fine, and he's going to win it or lose it. And Francona's going to watch it from the dugout as the Mets have runners on first and third with 2 out, trailing by 1.
So it's Alfonso. And the fastball, 0-1.
He's not nibbling either. He's going right after the hitters with his fastball.
Alfonso, 295 with runners in scoring position. And he's got the tying run 90 feet away. The 0-1. Cedeno goes. Swung on and missed. They will not throw through.
You're not going to throw. First off, you're not going to throw Cedeno out. And Lieberthal is one of the better throwing catchers in the league. So now you have the winning run on second base. Schilling throwing bullets right now to Alfonso. Keep in mind, he tried to pitch him and bust him in early in the game. When he went away with a good pitch, Alfonso hit it into right field for a base hit.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Schilling deals inside. Now remember a couple of things here. The outfield is wet. You've got a tremendously fast man on second. So any ball, in all likelihood, that gets through the infield would win the game for the Mets.
And even if they pick it up, they're going to have trouble throwing it.
Cedeno, the winning run. The tying run is Lopez at third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Up and in. Did it hit him? It hit him.
How about that? Bases loaded for Olerud.
Curt Schilling has hit 2 batters in the inning, and he had 2 strikes on both of them.
Now you got Terry Francona standing in the Philly dugout. There's a man right there with 3 straight complete games, and he wants to stay on the mound. He's the ace of the staff. Here's that pitch. He had to bust him in, and he got it too far inside, and he hits Alfonso with 2 strikes. He hit Luis Lopez when he had 2 strikes, and again, he wanted to bust him in. He got it in too far. Reaction in the Met dugout. The bases are loaded with Mets. Olerud, the batter.
Well, the people at Shea Stadium who waited through a rain delay of nearly 2 hours and have stayed around all the way to the end have certainly made a wise investment. John Olerud is going to bat with the bases loaded. He already has 2 hits today. Schilling's got to be running just about on fumes at this point, but Terry Francona has shown no inclination to yank him.
Well, Schilling wants to complete what he started. We talked about that in the opening, how he wants to complete what he starts.
He has a left-hander out there. Olerud basically hits them all the same, and now you've got Lopez at third, Cedeno at second. Alfonso not exactly window dressing, because if he's got to break up a force play at second base, that's a factor as well. So here's Olerud. Line drive, left field, base hit, 1 run in. Here comes Cedeno. Here comes the throw to the plate. The swing. Mets win. Mets win. What a comeback. They scored 5 in the 9th off of Schilling and win it 5-4.
What a ball game. And the reception, John Olerud gets on the field. The right man in the right spot, bases loaded. Schilling that hit 2 with batters. And really, you have to applaud Schilling. Tough decision by Francona to lead him in the ball game, and he fought all 9 innings But what a way to end the ball game. John Olerud driving in 2 runs, the first pitch he saw in the 9th inning from Curt Schilling.
It doesn't get much more improbable than that. No matter how proficient you are, it comes from behind wins, no matter who you've got coming up. When you're facing this guy down 4-0 going to the 9th inning, and you come back and win, you've done something special.
How about 2 hit batsmen in the 9th inning by Curt Schilling, who has good control. He tried to pitch Louis Lopez inside. He hit him. Later on in the inning, 2 strikes in Alfonso. He goes inside, he hits him. And who comes up? The right man in the right place, John Olerud, who had 31 RBIs prior to that at-bat. He gets the first pitch. Look at this. Schilling's fastball. Schilling challenged him, and Olerud was up to the challenge, and he won the battle. Hits the ball exactly where it's pitched and drives in 2 runs. What an ending to this ball game here at Shea Stadium. Look at Cedeno go. It really was closer than I thought it'd be at the plate. Cedeno got his foot in there. Now here's Gantz throw. Not a bad throw from Ron Gantz. Cedeno with the wide turn, the slide, and he beats the tag. What a way for this ball game to end. Cedeno with the great speed, beating the throw.
The New York Mets have been in the National League since 1962. I don't know that they've ever made a more stirring comeback. Roger Cedeno would seem to agree.
How about that reaction from the man sliding into home?
Whoever said the magic is back was right today.
Look inside a Dodge Ram conversion van, and you'll find a virtual home on wheels. But take away features like the video system, captain's chairs, and plush interior, and you'll find the remarkable Dodge Ram van with a powerful Magnum V8 and strong unibody construction. After all, even a home on wheels should be built on a solid foundation, and with a $2,000 cash allowance, you can start construction right away. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
The wonder of it all. Take a chance, make it happen. Pop the cork, finger snapping. Spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods.
New York is a city of excess. Why one trade tower when you can have 2? Why just one Broadway? Why 9 to 5 when New York never sleeps? And like New York, Delta Airlines offers you more, like the most non-stops to more cities in Europe, as well as service from all 5 airports. And as for getting to them, why one bridge when you can have 18? Delta Airlines.
Shoot digital.
It's up in the air. It's flying out of the field. It's incredible.
Get a Sony Digital 8 camcorder 20 times zoom, 360 times digital zoom with active matrix LCD screen for just $999. How about a Sony 8mm with night shot capability, a digital steal at $499?
This thing is so cool I can make full-length motion pictures. I could be the next Spielman.
Get free financing for 6 months with your Sony Preferred Card. Get digital at The Wiz.
New York Mets baseball has been brought to you by The Wiz, your ticket to entertainment. By Aflac, insuring over 40 million people worldwide. By Delta, proudly sponsored by the 68,000. By Coors Light, Frost Brew.
The Mets send 9 men to the plate in the bottom half of the 9th inning. They rally from a 4-0 deficit against Curt Schilling and Philadelphia, and they win by a score of 5-4. John Olerud provides the game-winning base hit. It is our Coors Light play of the game. John comes to bat as the Mets have played it 3. fastball. He goes to left field. Louis Lopez scores. And then Roger Cedeno motors home from second base, sliding underneath the tag of Mike Lieberthal. And the Mets come away with a wonderful victory here at Shea Stadium. John, congratulations on the heroics. I know Major League players never give up, but you have to think down 4-0 against the best in the National League. A comeback's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's a great pitcher, and he knows how to win, and he's going to make you hit your runs around. And so, you know, he came after us, you know, made, you know, hit Edgardo Alfonso with 2 strikes on him. I know he didn't want to do that, but, you know, he makes you swing the bat and makes you hit your runs around.
Well, as he tired a little bit in that inning, it was clear that the Mets were going to get their shot. You come to the plate, and you're thinking, maybe he's running out of gas, so he's got to throw you a fastball?
Well, you know, he'd been throwing the fastball by me all game, first pitch. You know, I got good swings at him. I just fouled him off, and so I think he was, you know, he's going to come after you with his best pitch, and his fastball is always, you know, what he uses, and is very effective. And just this time, I happened to catch up to it and hit a good line drive to left.
Well, congratulations. It gives the Mets a big time winners here to Pittsburgh.